when we start, how that works. Good evening, and welcome to this episode of Voldespoir Curse of Strahd. I am your DM, Julia May, running the various denizens of Barovia, and with me are all the beautiful players that play the members of Voldespoir, and they will introduce themselves in a moment. But first, I just want to say what a privilege it is to be here with all of you this evening. Without you, this would not be possible here on Twitch, and we are very excited because we have been working up to this, and we're finally here at Strahd's Castle, and it's just very cool. And I'm so glad that you all could be on this journey up until now with us.
We never thought we'd
Now,
make it, but now we're here.
but now we're here. A bunch of announcements tonight. So first, some basic channel announcements. We have some new stuff that you should definitely go check out. First off, we have a brand new emote. Definitely go look at it in the chat. It's a mimic, or is it? We made a mimic emote. Also, we have a bunch of different ways that you can use the channel points. So one of the ways that we have is by giving inspiration. So you can, as someone watching, spend your channel points and give the other players, or the players, inspiration, I should say. You can either specifically give it to a person, and what you'll do is you'll spend it and then list the name of the person you'd like to give it to, or you can spend it on the group and just type group, and then we'll know that there's one in the bank. I already gave the group one to start. There is a limit on how many that can be done. I'm not sure exactly what the amount is, but there is a limit, so just be aware you can't do it forever because that would be unfair. You can also give me inspiration to use against them if you so choose. That is another thing, just in case you want me to give Strahd some extra cool stuff or whatever. That's always
Yeah,
good.
because Strahd needs it. Big time.
Of course. Other channel-specific announcements. This coming Tuesday is our third episode of Lost Legacy. Definitely tune in. Jean, my wonderful fiance, you're this way on my screen. This way. It's always the opposite of where I think it is. So somewhere, Jean will be running. It's awesome. I can't wait for you all to see it. And are you guys doing Dungeon Delvers on Monday, or you're not sure?
We'll do Dungeon Delvers on Monday.
So we're doing Dungeon.
Yeah, this Monday. Yeah,
they're doing Dungeon Delvers on Monday. If you would like to control the topic, for example, if you have noticed, the other way to spend channel points is to contribute towards making Rennie talk about warlocks, because Rennie just loves talking about warlocks. So please donate so that we can make him talk about warlocks. I think Jean is and Rennie, or is it also that he'll have to build a warlock, and there might. Jean, do you want to talk about it for a second? Because
he's probably gonna build a warlock, and we're gonna either figure out, and we're gonna make him play that in a game at one point.
And I
want picket signs that say "Hex no, we won't go."
Please make those. Yes, we do. We have a redeemed player inspiration for Gremlin. Gremlin, note for yourself that you have an inspiration to start. Also, there is a floating group inspiration. So basically, if anybody decides they want to use it, like you roll complete crap on a roll, you could just be like, can I use the group inspiration? And everyone can tell you whether or not they think that's a good use of it, and then you can just use it. I mean, for the most part, no one says no. It's not like, no, don't use it now, unless you're just using it to be like, I just want to seduce this bartender, and everyone's like, no, that's a waste. Anyway,
look really fucking cool.
But it look neat. Anyway,
seducing the bartender is very important.
It's very important and useful in a lot of games. Okay, I think I've announced all the basic stuff now for everyone else watching. We have an announcement about one of our players that we never have an announcement about tonight. Sam tonight will be playing in a Guild Wars 2 tournament tonight, tomorrow, and next week. And if you want to watch, tonight is during our stream, so Sam, unfortunately, will be leaving our stream a little early. We'll be kind of fudging what happens with his character a little bit, but if you want to go watch him tomorrow or next week, the channel is twitch.tv/guildmm. I did it right? That's okay, cool. And you could go check him out on that. That's really neat. And other than that, Verdonite's channel, always like and follow. That's Ralph. And Taitlin has a great art channel, which is little.ball.of.art over on Instagram if you want to see what she draws. She draws cool stuff. And meanwhile, me and Rennie and Jean, you can find us always here at Unconventional Heroes, and we have a bunch of stuff going on. And also, Jean and I play over at our friends' channel, Players and Creators. Anyway, okay, that was the whole long intro. Now let's quickly introduce our characters. Playas, would you mind giving us your actual name and your character's name, starting with Tate?
Oh, this is sudden. Okay.
This is sudden.
I was not expecting to be first. I'm Taitlin Miller, and I play Larkspur Birchbark, the Oaken Reaver of the and parties, Druid, and Mama Bear. Literally.
Rennie.
Hi, I'm Rennie, and I play the Darling Dominic, silver-tongued bard and causer of problems.
Very much so, causer of problems. Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Vic Evandale. He is an Aasimar. He's a very, very dirty man, physically. Like, he's physically covered
Not
in
like
a lot
dirty,
of dirt.
like Aasimar.
And yeah, he's just a very scruffy Aasimar.
Yeah. All right, and Jean.
I just want to follow up with why can't it be both, and then I'll do mine.
Why not both?
I'm Jean, and I play Charles Henri, cleric of the Raven.
And Ralph.
I am Ralph. I'm playing Strahd. Surprise! No, I'm kidding. I'm playing Reverend Mardukov, angry but soft-spoken and well-read, grumpy barbarian.
Dude, you would
Definitely not Strahd.
You would prove Taitlin right forever and never live it down, like ever.
Never. It would just oof.
Listen, no one right deep on the
I don't even want to think about it.
It'd be
you
the best
imagine?
fanfic never written.
I
Yep.
would shit all of our pants if that was the case.
Just everyone's.
Joke's on you. Vic's already done it to himself.
Oh dear.
Before he even made it to dinner. All right. So, and then lastly, I forgot to mention, of course, our sponsor. Our sponsor tonight is that beach that you used to play on as a kid. As the sky was going gray, and you're sitting there and you're looking at your sandcastle, and next thing you know, you look up and everyone else on the beach seems to be gone, and the storm is just rolling in, and you realize you have to get home or get back to the beach house where you're staying, and you start running down the beach, and the storm is following you. Storm is following you. All right, now to get into today, let's recap a little bit. So last time we left our players in Voldesplois, they had entered into this very strange building and gone through a series of incomprehensible rooms and very Cthulhu-like places. It was just awful. They both had their own separate experiences. They were split as a party, and we had Vic and Dominic on one side, and Gremin and Larkspur and Charles Henri on another, and basically they made it through mostly okay, with also a Medusa head, among other things, and some other stuff. Anyway, they ended up in a shop owned by a wizard who was, surprisingly, their good old friend Victor, who used to be the son of the burgomaster that was offed by the town. And he is now fully grown up into a wizard and traveled through time and space and a whole bunch of other weird stuff, and came back with a whole slew of stuff that his wife Candace was selling. And everybody bought a bunch of really neat things that I'm sure won't make hell for me later. And so they basically got themselves all prepared because they knew that they were going to this dinner with Strahd, and they had a whole lot of really heartfelt conversations, and you can watch the episode on Twitch later if you need to catch up. And basically just kind of decided that they were just gonna go, and I don't think you guys actually left yet, right? You guys just had the heroes feast, and that was as far as we went.
Yep, we were kind of
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lark, you have an inspiration. Make a note for yourself. They just gave you one.
Hi. Thank you.
And all right, I think that is everything. So yeah, so we are going to come back in right where we were, which is right after you all finished your feast and you knew or know that you're gonna have to go and meet Strahd shortly.
Oh, bloody fucking joy.
So
Well,
oh,
I was going to say there's not much left to do, but to do it, I suppose. Any last minute preparations?
We have this.
I'm still thinking a nap would be in order, but
I mean, if we could
we
get
do not have time. We do not have time.
a full night's rest would be amazing, but apparently we do not have that kind of time. Well, Larkspur, I know that you like to transform. You're not often concentrating on a spell when you transform, correct?
No.
I could imbue your ring with the guardian crows of the Raven Queen in a spirit guardians, if you wish. That could be something very useful. That would also mean that me and you, if we both were doing it, could slow down any opponents trying to leave or get close.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. So
Wait.
it is of the third rank of power amongst the clerical miracles.
Out of character. How do I add that to the ring?
I think you just gotta make a note that you have spirit guard.
Okay, I'm just gonna go into the notes section and start this up.
Yeah.
All right.
So
All right. So
I take my holy symbol, and I begin saying a whispered prayer to the Raven Queen, and for a moment, the shadows begin to erupt in these ravens around me, and then as I kind of put my hand on the ring, they just absorb into it. So you have a third level spirit guardians.
Nice.
we were talking about. Sorry, Dominic.
Oh no, I was going to say, Lark. I know that that spell is fairly potent. I have another suggestion for you. Do you know when I rub the ointment over my eyes and I can sort of see into the ethereal? I could cast that into your ring, so you would have that capability as well.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
We're yeah.
Normally, with that spell, I cannot do it to others. I can only do it to myself. So it would give another set of eyes, so to speak. That would now, granted, once you use it, you'd only have 10 minutes of it, but it's better than no minutes of it, I suppose.
Got you. And this is not reusable once it's used.
Right. Once it's used up, it is used, and then those slots become available for other magics.
All right. So what would I put there?
So it is called sea invisibility.
And
All right. Thank you.
the nice thing about that, I believe, Dominic, you don't have to concentrate on it, right? It's just there.
I don't understand your strange magic words, but no, it just sort of happens for 10 minutes.
Larkspur, do you still have that potion of revealing or seeing?
I was just about to say I have that if anybody else wants it.
Did you
I only
use
took
it?
a tiny swig of it.
Oh, right. That's right, you did.
Well, I think maybe I kind of look to Gremlin. Might be wise if Gremlin could see things that are invisible just so he knows what to hit. A lot of my spells will just harm those. The miracles I cast will just harm those who are my enemy.
Yeah.
Might be
Grab it.
something to consider. I mean, personally, you know my philosophy about swinging wildly at whatever is in front of me, but it certainly couldn't hurt to be able to hit things a bit more accurately. I will take potion.
Grab it out of her satchel and hand it to him.
Oh, thank you, expert.
Oh,
What were you saying? You said something about wind. You thought I should prepare a wind spell, which I didn't have time to because we have not rested. What were you considering?
I believe it's just like a wind wall or something, only for the sake of if he tries to retreat in his non corporeal form, or if he even turns into a bat, wind walls make it very hard for gas or small flying creatures to pass through, we might be able to box him into a situation.
I think that's either a 4th or a 5th level spell.
I can create such things, Charles.
I think it might be a consideration, because I think the first thing he's going to do if he feels like he's outnumbered or cannot win is retreat, and that we don't want.
So should I not take it since Dominic already can do that?
I mean, if we're not resting, you might not be able to take it. So I think if we're going in as we are now, we have to consider that only Dominic can do.
And also consider you can make big wall of fire as well.
Sorry. Again, out of character. Is this spell thing only spells that I've already prepared I can put in there?
Oh no, yeah. You essentially have to cast the spell slot into the ring.
So it's if I don't have it already prepared, I can't put it in there.
Correct.
Okay, that makes so much more sense. Apologies.
No, you're good.
Oh,
You're
it's
good.
fine. That stuff can be confusing.
Actually, do you have any more space in that ring?
I have 3 more slots if I don't put wind wall up, which I can't.
Well, then how about this?
Okay.
I will ritually cast silence into that ring, and then you can drop a silence in an area if we want to stop spellcasting. Just as an
Nice.
extra
Alright.
precaution.
Sounds great. Vic, do you have anything that you want to contribute?
Into the ring?
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, I can. I just sort of thought everyone else would have more useful things than I did.
Well, I want it to be fair. You're part of this.
I
weird-
mean, maybe you have a moldy biscuit you want to hand out, Vic.
I do.
You-
Oh, yes.
No, I
know.
don't.
Just
No,
got my
I
shirt
don't.
and
I
pulls
don't.
out
Dominic,
I don't.
why?
Yeah,
Dominic, why?
you might have to take a closer look to. I didn't know we could put these into the ring.
You should try though.
I don't
He
think
starts walking over to Lexter, holding it out in front of him.
she takes it.
Tries to mash it into the ring.
Just she takes it, and then out of nowhere she holds it, and it's almost like it disappeared as she just throws it behind her, kind of like the dog trick. We have 2 more slots left.
So yeah, that is
Are
the.
you guys still in the shop? Sorry, are you guys still in the shop? Okay, somewhere behind you here, Candace, like, hey, you can't just go throwing moldy biscuits around my shop.
Hey, that's a perfectly good biscuit, thank you.
It's just slightly old. So I will spend 10 minutes, and I will ritually cast silence. That's a second level spell.
Second
Into the
level.
ring.
Okay.
Oh, I have a dash clever idea. I have these 2 scrolls that stop magic as it's happening. And while I can use them, you being able to use them and myself being able to use them is very smart.
That is smart.
All right. Very well. Yeah. Come forth. And Dominic will pull out a parchment and Vilesh du takit, and he draws this sort of arcane symbol, and just before he finishes it, he kind of shoves it into the ring. And you're gonna have a counter spell in the ring.
Oh shit! Now, how do those work?
So, as a reaction, when someone casts a spell that is within 60 feet of you and you can see, which is very important, you can use your reaction to go counterspell. If it is level 3 or lower, it just stops. No magic happens. If it is higher than level 3, you have to make a check, which is the spell level plus 10, and you get to add a d20 plus your wisdom modifier, and if yours beats that DC, you kick the spell. If not, sadly, the spell happens.
Okay. When I go to use this, if I get confused, you might have to
remind
explain that
you.
again. But I typed it. Thank you. That's awesome.
Okay.
And
All
just
right.
one more
I mean, is there anything you would like to put in there, Locke? I mean,
don't know.
you are just as potent a spellcaster as Charles or myself. In fact, much more potent than me.
It's difficult to choose when a lot of the spells I haven't really been able to use. My old reliable is kind of Moonbeam, but I got a bunch of those, so I don't technically need Moonbeam in there.
Fair.
I'm open to suggestions. I'm just a little indecisive. I think I'm getting a little nervous about this trip. Is all.
I think that is a healthy nervousness, Locke. We are going into what is it? The den of the beast, the maw of the lion, however you want to call it.
Yeah, the Eye of the Storm or something.
Eye of the storm. Sure. Yes.
I mean, the last thing I could give you is I could put a healing word in there, and then that way you could shout to someone instead of having to use your entire turn worth of, instead of spending your entire effort to heal someone, and you don't have to be that close.
That's actually a fair idea. That's a good idea.
Or I could put punch in ring, and you could use to punch someone in face.
So I click my ring and then a fist comes out and punches somebody in the face.
Yes.
Is that how that works?
Only spell I know is hit thing. I'm sorry.
It's a good spell.
No,
I mean,
that's a good spell.
don't knock it. It's a good
It's a
spell.
spell.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think healing word is a good idea. I
Oh.
just am overthinking all of this because this is it.
If there is anything to overthink, it is this. And before we make any more moves, does everyone have holy water? Does everyone have at least a little bit of holy water?
That's a good question. Let me go check my pouches.
Vic, you don't? All right, hold on. I know I have
I can assure
quite
you,
a
if
few.
there's one thing I haven't done, it is overthink this.
I believe you wholeheartedly.
I
Yes.
don't have any holy word.
All right.
Really?
Raise your
Yeah.
hand if you don't have holy water. Locke. Charles,
Yeah, you
shame
guys
on
have
you.
to have.
Vic, I mean, I have a lot of them, so maybe we got them and I just put them all in this bit.
I could make more.
Charles, take 2 vials of holy water. Locke, 2 vials of holy water. Vic, 2 vials of holy water. And Grebin, you are set, my friend?
I am taken care of, thank you.
Excellent.
I have been traveling in this land long enough that I know to carry the stuff. So.
I was going to say, of course, you're from Barovia. Of course you have holy water on you. Right. So that is 6 bits. Oh no, 2, 4. Yes, 2, 4, 6 bits of holy water handed out. I have 1 in retainer for myself. Excellent. All right. Yes. Good. Good.
Is there anyone who wishes to join the charge of the Raven Queen before we go? I could dedicate someone, or many of us, to this holy cause and the faith if you're interested.
Are you asking me if I'd like to get baptized, Charles?
Yes. I want to guarantee my friends' souls where they will go, and I want to also protect us. You don't have to say yes. This could be a decision that you don't want to believe in the gods or follow them. That's fine. But if now is I think a fine time as any to make that
to
choice.
Find religion,
if you wish so.
Will you be terribly offended if I say no?
No, I will not.
All right.
Back in my clan, we've done our own baptism practices, so I'm set. But thank you.
I will leave my soul in the hands of fate. I don't feel comfortable any god or goddess touching such a mouse-shapen thing.
Yes, thank you, Charles. I am okay on my own for now.
What? I was just offering that I could dedicate you to her cause.
You know, honestly, I think of any time to ask people if they would like to find religion, it would be now.
Indeed.
All right. That being said,
Healing word? What level?
Oh, just one.
Okay. Looks like we're set on that. Whew.
Okay. Are you guys looking like you're ready to leave? Probably. All right. So Victor and Victor is kind of standing over by one of the walls where there's a door there that you don't remember there being a door there previously. And he's kind of like waving his hands over it and muttering. And Candace is like, "I swear to God, if you open it up and there's another giant lizard behind it, Victor." And he's like, "Not this time, not this time." And he kind of like, "Huh!" and puts his hands on it, and it flares up with magic for a minute all along the edges of the door. And he's like, "Okay, this should lead you straight outside to out front of the shop, but I'll check first just to make sure." And he kind of opens the door a little bit and then opens it all the way. And you can see outside that it's like early evening and looks to be the streets of Barovia. And he looks very proud of himself and gives kind of a look at Candace, and she's just like, "Oh, whatever."
Well, Victor, you were my first protege, and I don't know if that says more about me or less about you, but it has been a pleasure, and I hope you and your wife many happy years.
He
And I'll kind
holds
of
it.
shake.
Yeah,
I'll
he
shake
holds
his.
out a hand. He claps your hand and shakes your hand and, pats you on the back. And he's gotten pretty tall. Like he's a pretty tall man now, but taller than you. And
I
yeah,
believe it.
and
Yeah.
he kind of turns around and kind of, nods to you guys. It's like, "Well, I'm sure we'll see each other again."
In this life or the next, my friend. And with that, I kind of wave and walk.
Also,
Y'all just going through the door.
yes.
So long,
All
and
right.
thanks for all the biscuits.
No problem, friend. You guys get through the door. Pretty much as soon as you're through, he closes the door behind you, and it becomes a solid stone wall. And there seems to be no sign of the shop that was there a moment before.
Clever that. All right. Well, are we on the long march to Barovia itself, a place we have not been in months?
I guess. I thought you were sending a carriage.
As you say that, all of a sudden you hear from around the corner the sound of horses' hooves and a large black carriage drawn by two beautiful black steeds comes around the corner and kind of stops in front of the store, or where the store was.
I should empty bladder before I get in carriage.
Good call, Kremen. Bumpy carriage ride, never good on the bladder. I will sort of tentatively reach out a hand and open the door.
The door opens. There's nothing inside but a red velvet lined cabin. It's a very nice carriage. It also smells faintly of herbs. Like it's been freshly cleaned recently.
Is there a driver on
This-
this carriage?
There is no driver.
Everything about this screams trap, but here goes something. And Julia, Dominic will hop in.
Great. Oh, those seats are plush. They're very nice. It's very nicely stuffed carriage seats. Yeah, and it's definitely big enough for all of you to sit comfortably and not like squish into each other, surprisingly.
He may be a mass murderer, but he has taste.
Oh,
I
it's-
hop inside and start searching around for hors d'oeuvres.
You start digging under the cushions for change.
Roll me an investigation check.
Amazing.
Sam?
Amazing.
God.
17.
Okay, you don't find food, but you do find a single golden coin that somebody clearly like left or dropped the last time they were in there.
Nice. I take it.
All right, does everybody else pile in? I'm assuming Grumman will pile in once he's
Yes.
back.
I will pile in, and I will. Lenore will hold on to like the top rung outside the
sure.
carriage to kind of watch where we are going.
Weird. weird raven noises. Grok, grok, grok.
So I definitely have a horse with us.
Horse
Did I
is not
leave that at
coming.
Did I leave that at Donica's? I think I left that at the inn, correct?
You would have
Probably.
left that at the Blue Water Inn,
Okay,
most
I'm
likely.
sure that's where my cat is too. So I'm just gonna get in the
You haven't
carriage.
seen the cat in a while. You're not
No,
sure
I'm
where that.
worried about her. But she's a strong, independent woman. I'm sure she's fine. And if she's not, well, we'll find out, and I'll be devastated in character, not of character. So I hop in the
All right.
carriage.
Yep. You guys get in pretty much as soon as all of you are inside. The door shuts, and the carriage starts to move on its own, and it kind of like makes a roundabout around the town square and starts to head out. And if you look out the windows, the black curtained windows, you do see that it is starting to roll towards the direction of Barovia. And not only that, but there is definitely a storm gathering in the sky somewhere in the distance. You can hear the thunder beginning to rumble.
That's not a good sound.
Isn't that like a bad omen? I feel like at least that's what my gut's telling me right now.
Those are good instincts, Larkspur. Good instincts.
So it's like not too. Is it too late to go back and like just live with the cabbages that we turned into life, or like we can't just go, right?
I feel like we are very nearly at the point of no return.
Yeah. All jokes aside, this is just a little intimidating. Just a smidge.
But
Um,
remember though, as intimidated as we are, do you remember when we put on the play? Sorry, Vic,
Oh,
you
you're
weren't here
so
for that.
right.
It's showmanship, my friends. It's like right now, this is pre-stage jitters. You know, there's going to be an audience. There's going to be the Strahd. There's going to be, and that is scary. But the moment we're inside, faces on, big eyes, big smiles. Keep everything behind that wall and play your part. And luckily for you, that's the part of Oak and Reaver of Barovia. But maybe I'm more telling myself than telling everyone else. But just, keep it together.
I think that the word of the evening should be moldy biscuits.
Is that like a code for like we gotta get out of here?
I
or a
think
code
that
for
means
everything's
it's
fine?
it's time to go. Where it could be like Vic's like, hey, I have a moldy biscuit, or someone can say, pass me one of your moldy biscuits, and then we
What
will.
a load of moldy biscuits.
But what am I gonna say if I actually want a moldy biscuit?
Well, you have them, so you don't have to say that at all.
You should just
Well,
pull one out if you want one.
Strahd might also, and I might be able to acquire additional biscuits.
Well, then say I would like to acquire additional biscuits. That's a
Those
good.
are evil biscuits. You don't want those, Vic.
I mean, that's true. They
Just-
probably are poisonous. Don't do it.
I just think
They're
we
probably
should
made of children.
we should have a
Sorry.
we should have a word that knows that we are ready to do things.
There's no such thing as a bad biscuit.
I mean, I will say, back in my acting troupe days, when I was on the circuit, as they say, we did have kind of a code word amongst the cast when, like, there was a problem or an emergency, and it was marzipan. And that generally meant that there was, like, something bad was happening, and be aware. So,
I had
and again,
Like a
nobody
safe
guesses.
word.
Exactly that, love. Exactly
so
that.
I had a similar
Okay.
thought, but
why should I know that?
I feared that he would actually serve marzipan because he is rich.
What about pineapples? That was always a good one. That's a good one. We'll not
What
get into it.
is
It's always a good one.
pineapple?
What?
What is a pineapple?
Oh, can't wait to get you out of this place, Bremen.
It's,
We're gonna take you far away from this place, baby.
tall fruits.
It's a prickly, spicy fruit that
spiny-
tastes back.
Why would you enjoy this? Do you want to fight your fruit before you eat it?
All of us like a little pain and enjoyment sometimes.
I would prefer no pain.
It is quite tasty.
To each their own, I guess.
So this word pineapple means it's time to fight, yes?
No. Can we just leave Gremlin at the inn?
No, I think
No. I mean, right, so we don't know what he's serving, I suppose, but I'm fine with pineapple being the code word for go, go, go. Either kill or run, whatever seems the most prudent at the time.
What could possibly go wrong with leaving it up to each of us to determine if it's fight or flight? I'm in.
Vic, I love your enthusiasm. Your blind optimism fills me with dread.
I mean, I feel at minimum, someone says pineapple, Gremlin lights the sword, I create sunlight, and then we go from there.
So are we not doing moldy biscuits? Are we doing pineapple? What's the plan here?
I think
I'm
pineapple.
confused.
It's pineapple's lock. Stick with pineapple.
I feel like Barovia doesn't have those, right? Like that sounds
No,
promising.
pineapple's
You
a
most
happy
certainly do not.
fruit.
I feel like it would be a little bit of a happier place if pineapples existed. They're like they mean hospitality. So
How
there
does
we go.
angry fruit represent hospitality?
How does angry man like you represent hospitality?
I do not pretend to represent hospitality.
I mean, in his defense, I don't think Gremlin's ever pretended to be terribly hospitable.
I am
Yes, you're
hospitable
right.
when the situation calls for it. I do not pretend to represent.
I happen to find Gremlin very hospitable. He has been nothing but kind to me since I've joined your group.
Well, that's because you both smell.
That is true.
Dominic does the
Good.
that.
I mean that with the sweetest intent, I promise, but it's definitely the stinky.
Yes, sweet intent with bite, much like pineapple. I understand the affinity for it now.
Exactly. Boom, you're finally getting it.
I'm very thankful this carriage has windows. Very thankful.
Meanwhile, the horses are probably just like
Are just galloping along with, snorting red eyes, kind of creepy. You're not sure if they're horses, to be perfectly honest.
oh man, it would be such a waste of a well, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
It would probably be a waste of energy. I understand what you want to do, and I kind of want you to as well, but
I mean, I have the staff, but the staff needs a break too. So we're both gonna take a break. It's gonna be fine. I don't need to talk to the demon horses this
No,
time.
no.
They probably
No.
wouldn't respond. Remember when I talked to the bats and they were not nice? I'm assuming that's gonna be very similar.
They were unpleasant.
Yeah, that was something. Guys, we've come a long way in this short amount of time.
You're not wrong. We have come a very far way.
feels like it has been more than a year.
Doesn't it?
I mean,
You
we lit a dragon
got here.
beacon. That was exciting.
My computer's being weird. This is great. Cool. All right. So, yeah, you guys are driving along. It takes, I would say, an hour maybe. And you guys find yourselves coming up to this towering castle that you've only seen from the base of the hill. The only person who's actually been here before is Vic. It is much as you remember, except the weather was actually nicer that day that you came. Today it is not. Today, thick, cold fog swirls as the air is growing colder as you're approaching this place up the hill. And sporadic flashes of lightning lance the weeping clouds overhead as thunder shakes the ground. And through the drizzle, you see torch flames fluttering on each side of the keep's open main doors. Warm light spills out of the entrance, flooding the courtyard. High above the entrance is a round window with shards of broken glass lodged in its iron frame. This courtyard that you're entering right now is about 90 feet. The walls are 90 feet high. The dark towers of this castle rise even higher. You can see that the doors and the gate towers on each side of the tunnel entrance are shut against the rain, and a howling wind rushes through the courtyard as you pull in. The carriage is going to kind of ride up to a stop, and you can see that the ornate outer doors of the castle hang open, flanked by fluttering torches and iron sconces, and 20 feet inside the castle is a second set of doors, but you are not quite there yet because currently the carriage is slowing to a stop outside of these doors. And the carriage door pops open on its own, and yeah, you're standing there. If you get out, that is.
Oh yes.
Dominic will exit the carriage, sort of tentatively at first, like he pauses at the threshold, takes a breath, and then exits.
Nice. Okay. As you come out, you are approached by a very strange looking man, and you realize he looks like one of the Bellevues from the asylum. But this one seems completely in control of his facilities. He is carrying a lantern, and he kind of comes up and is like, "Yes, hello, we've been
Not
expecting
Candlestick.
you. I'm not Candlestick. Candlestick is my cousin.
Well,
I'm Cyrus Bellevue."
Greetings.
Candelabra.
What? What did you say? Did you say Candlestick's brother?
No, it was a worse joke. Don't worry about it.
I thought you
Alright.
screamed Babala Saga for a whole second. I'm like, yes? Like,
We already dealt with that trouble.
yeah.
All right. So the doors in front of you swing open on their own accord, and there's a grand hall filled with the sound of organ music. There are 4 statues of dragons that in this vaulted entry foyer, and they're glaring down, their eyes flickering in the torchlight. And basically, Cyrus is kind of bringing you in. He's like, "This way, come this way to dinner. You all look so lovely." And speaking of, would you guys want to tell the viewers what you're wearing to this dinner as you're walking into this castle?
Yeah. I'm not going first,
Oh,
though.
so now we'll go first. So Charles Henri, with his new armor, has glamored it up and also is wearing those fancy holy vestments that Dominic got him over. So the first thing that as he steps out of the caravan and his attire changes, there's a long raven feather cape. Going up the collar and shoulders, much like Maleficent, is the small raven skulls, all silver and metallic, maybe to mask his scale mail clanking, but it also looks very ceremonial. Uh, Down like the holy vestments are again this raven motif flowing down. Collar raised. He still has his hood, but his hood is much more again raven feathers connecting to the uh cloak. It's almost like he looks like from like the Welsh or like Celtic and British legends of King Raven, decked in these like this dark flowing black, feathered robes, but augmented by these like silver raven skulls, and then kind of coming down into a holy mantle that again has these raven motifs flying across it, and he looks both like regal but also like still holding his stature, like he is ready for something, and he seems to be quiet in contemplation as he is making whatever peace with his god.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Mm. Um, Larkspur will exit out, and I can describe what she's wearing. I will
Oh,
also
yeah.
drop a link because this dress is what it's inspired by. So Lark steps out, and she's wearing this beautiful olive-colored ball gown with big poofy sleeves and like not a bustle, a corseted top. It flows down past, it cinches at the waist, flows down past her hips, and at the bottom, sprouts embroidered flowers of all different kinds of light pinks and whites and greens and mints, and vines wrapping around the different edges and ruffled parts. Her shoes are also very leaf-like. They are like gladiator heels, but not heels. Flat it to the ground, but made to look like they're elevated, wrapping around her calves like a vine. She's donning the jewelry that she found in one of the, I believe it was the Amber Temple rooms, which one of them is a paw, which perfectly is designed almost like a bear paw, and she has underneath that ball gown, but perfectly hidden in many ways because it's green as well, her serpent armor, just in case, because you don't want to fight without your armor. Girl knows better. And her hair is as it usually is, but it seems more tamed and more elegantly curled than usual. Her center braid wraps behind her head as normal, but she has loose curls going around her face. And yeah,
Nice. Anyone else want to describe what they're wearing?
I could go.
Yeah.
So, as Dominic steps out, he is wearing a flowing coat of uh sort of a purple, like a purple magenta that almost touches the ground. It's got these big wide cuffed sleeves, and high, like a high collar. He wears this sort of ruffled shirt going down the front. Um, Again, it's all very loose and baggy. Um, and he's got these sort of immaculate black boots that go up to his knees. These like thigh high boots. Um, and the last thing he has, he wears a circlet with a purple amethyst set in the center on his head, and his hair, of course, is perfectly coiffed.
Of course. All right, I like it.
I'm 80% sure Dominic dressed Vic.
I definitely did.
Yep.
So I am not sure what I am wearing.
Awesome. Would you, Sam? Would you like me to sort of describe what I picked out for you?
Yeah.
Sure.
I know what
So-
Vic would pick, but that is not what he is wearing.
So it almost when Vic steps out, he has surprisingly clean, besides maybe a few crumbs from various biscuits. It is almost this like immaculate eggshell white suit. Now, obviously, it's not like a modern sort of suit, but it's sort of got this sort of jacket and pants and shoes, and they're this like eggshell white, but they're accented by this almost design of gold, like this like geometric design of gold going up his sleeves, down the back, on the front, with sort of a very, again, this similar like eggshell white shirt underneath. And the last thing is that you have a cravat that is tucked into your front to give you a little something there. That is kind of gold and silver.
Wonderful.
That just leaves you, Grimmin. What are you wearing?
So Gremlin's clothes are largely unremarkable. Just brown woolen cold weather gear with a fur-lined cloak that he will inevitably remove because fighting in a cloak is just going to be a pain in the neck. What's remarkable about Gremlin's attire is that he's carrying a comical amount of weapons and shields just hanging off of his person. There's 2 shields slung over his back low, a 3rd shield on his arm. He's got 2 swords currently at his hilt and a great sword over his back. Several daggers, a crossbow hanging from the other side of his back. He's got his backpack, water skin, his satchel, and the belt of dwarven kind holding up all of the shields and swords, and just his Vol d'Espoir pin displayed prominently on his
Nice.
left.
Nice.
Right.
That was so smart. Good
So
touch.
Cyrus is looking at all of you, and he's kind of like leading you. He's starting to lead you forward, and he kind of, as you pass him, or as you come into view, he kind of stops, and he's like, "Oh no, the master won't like that. No, you're not quite dressed for dinner, but that's okay. That's okay. We were prepared for it. No, not you. No, the Gremlin. No, you're beautiful, lady. You're
thanks,
fine. You're fine.
thanks.
The one they
I tried
call
really
Gremlin."
hard. Yeah, that's valid.
Gremlin, what are you doing? This is a fancy dinner. You know how rare these are? You know the food that the master had brought in from outside of Barovia? What is this?
Dominic,
What
do you
is
have a bow
this?
tie that we could just like?
No,
I don't know.
wait. We have the solution. Wait, come this way. And so he starts to lead you like up this staircase. Like, come on, we'll fix it. It's fine. Are you following him? I'm assuming.
Kremen does not move.
I mean, what is everyone
He's
else doing?
as I get.
I stop, I stop and kind of watch this strange person walk away.
No, he's not leaving you. I mean, he'll stop if you're not following him, but he's like, come on, this way. We must go this way.
Cyrus, our attire is our own. We will be the judge, and I suppose your master will be the judge of what is acceptable or not. Lead us to the dinner. We are not going to the cloakroom, as it were. We are here for a
Okay.
meal, not a lesson in fashion.
Well, all right, but he's not gonna like all those weapons. He's offering you his protection while you're here. There's to be no fighting. He's told everyone no fighting. Everyone is on best behavior for this.
Of course
And-
not. Think of this as adornments, like jewelry.
I still don't think he'll like it, but all right, come this way.
They're ceremonial, Cyrus. Ceremonial.
He'll kind of like
Family
come back.
heirlooms.
He'll come back down those last two stairs, and he'll sort of like start limping down this other hallway, like towards the direction of what you assume is the organ music. It's hard to tell because it's kind of echoing everywhere. But he's like,
Yeah.
"All right, this way. Come along. Fine."
Yeah, I do have my rapier at my hip. Like, while the coat might hide it, it's certainly not being concealed or
Yeah,
stealthy.
no, but there's a difference between carrying like one thing and then Gremlin. Gremlin is like a weapon shop.
Oh,
right?
I
There's a big
don't
Armory.
disagree.
Yeah, and I have like that great sword from the Dragon Keep.
but-
She's like on my back.
Is it my computer that just froze, or did the whole stream freeze?
No, we're good right now.
We're good.
Then
We're
it's
rocking.
just me. Cool.
The only thing that
Alright.
is concealed on Gremlin, by the way, is the sun sword is tucked
Yes.
cloak, so it
Nice.
is not visible in any capacity.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, Lark definitely has her staff like back on her dress. I don't know if that makes a difference. I probably should have said that. But her staff's also kind of elegant and pretty, so
Fine.
it's it in well.
It's a staff. You're fine.
It's pretty. It's very pretty.
So this entryway that you're walking through, and as you start going down the hall, okay, cobwebs stretch between the columns that support the vaulted ceiling of this great dusty hall, dimly lit by sputtering torches and iron sconces. The torches cast odd shadows across the faces of 8 stone gargoyles squatting motionlessly on the rim of the domed ceiling. Cracked and faded ceiling frescoes are covered by decay. Double doors of bronze stand closed to the east. To the north, a wide staircase climbs into darkness. A lit hallway to the south contains another set of bronze doors through which you hear sad and majestic organ tones. Yeah, and basically they're going to lead you forward.
I mean, my good man. I mean, I don't think Strahd can judge us on our outfits. He leaves his place a mess. There are cobwebs everywhere and dust. It's not fair for him to judge us.
My. Well,
He could have.
this way.
He could have at
We're
least
off to a
cleaned
great
up.
start. We're off to a great start.
All right.
Oh man.
Someone messaged me. Nope. Okay, good. Alright, torches flutter against the walls of this vaulted hall. To the east, an arched hallway stretches for 20 feet, ending in a spiral staircase that goes up and down. I don't know how you'd know that, because you're not going that way. Next to the hallway, a suit of armor, oiled and glistening, stands at attention in a shallow alcove. To the west, large double doors hang slightly open, and a steady bright light escapes through them. swells of organ music come from behind the doors, spilling their melody of power and defeat into the hall. And as this door opens, Cyrus, beckons you forward and is like, right
Dominic,
that way. And the
I
door
bet you one gold that's Strahd playing the sad organ.
I'm not going to take that bet because I absolutely know for a fact that is Strahd playing that sad music.
That would be a silly bet, yes.
All right, well then let's go face our destiny.
All right. 3 enormous crystal chandeliers brightly illuminate this magnificent chamber. We need different music for this. Wait, we need that fancy music I had on earlier. Give me a second. We need the fancy,
I bet you could just play the Phantom of the Opera soundtrack.
I
and
can't.
ride.
I would.
You're not wrong.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
everyone watching, just imagine the Phantom of the Opera soundtrack playing, because that's 100% what's playing right now. But unfortunately, due to copyright, we can't. By the way, the music is Scott Buckley, who I love, and he gives all his music away for free on Patreon and YouTube, and pretty much it's all good to use streaming, and that's what I'm grabbing right now because it's just, we need it. It's too good. I want this one. Because it's just, I don't know, it might be too, whatever. I like it better than the one that's playing right now.
If
so
you
that's all
say
that
it's
matters.
too extra, I feel like Strahd's all about being extra.
Oh, I feel like it's too whimsical for him, but
Not
you know
as-
what?
yeah.
It's fine. It'll be alright. It's just, it's more the mood of this, what I want right now, so it's fine. Okay. 3 enormous crystal chandeliers brilliantly illuminate this magnificent chamber. Pillars of stone stand against dull white marble walls supporting the ceiling. In the center of the room, a long, heavy table is covered with a fine white satin cloth. The table is laden with many. You know what? It's actually not laden with many delectable foods because they wouldn't be out yet because that's not how fancy course meals work. So there are just beautiful crystal table settings out. And you can see that there's definitely places set for you with fine, delicate china and silver and a crystal goblet filled with an amber liquid. There are other people seated at the table. There are, in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people sitting at the table. Other than the spots for you, there is also one head of the table open where next to all of these people, it seems like they are sitting at one end of the table and the other end of the table is open for you. At the center of the far west wall of the room, between floor to ceiling mirrors, stands a massive organ. Its pipes blur out a thunderous melody that speaks in its tone of greatness and despair. Seated at the organ facing away from you, a single caped figure pounds the keys in raptured ecstasy. The figure suddenly stops, and as a deep silence falls over the dining hall, it slowly turns towards you. Good evening. And welcome. At last, we meet. It is definitely Strahd. It is 100% Strahd.
Oh man.
Dominic gives a courtly bow. It is a pleasure to see the inside of your home.
Indeed. And it is a pleasure to see you all in person instead of through other means. But please, come sit, join myself and my family for dinner. And as you look, you see that, so the parties at the table, the people sitting, there seems to be 3, 4, hang on, I'm counting, 1, 2, 3, 4 beautiful women of various typage, and 1 very beautiful blonde man. And all of them, all of them are pale except for 1 who is looking at you very, like, sidelong. And she has more like a dusky skin tone, like I'm gonna say more like Indian, but of course Indian doesn't exist in this world, but that look. And she's kind of giving you like an odd look, and everyone else is kind of just looking at you with curiosity. One of the women, she has black hair that's very like tightly curled, and she she kind of like looks over each of you, and then when she lands on Larkspur, you don't have red hair. Caitlin has red hair. Never mind, we're good. So yeah, she just kind of like looks at each of you, and sort of Strahd kind of gestures to each of them. So the woman with the dusky skin tone, he's like, "This is Ludmilla, my consort. She is very skilled with the ways of science, and she is a very skilled wizard." And Ludmilla kind of like nods her head at you. Okay. This is Anastasia, my other bride. And she kind of is like, charmed. And like, she's the one with the tight, curly black hair. And then he's like, and this is Escher, one of my newer friends and consorts. And Escher kind of just like, he's the beautiful blonde man, and he sort of is just like, hello. And, it's funny, you look at him, Dominic, and you kind of see yourself, like in a weird way, like you really see reflections of yourself, and you actually almost feel like a kinship with this guy. You're like, I like that guy. I don't know why, but there's something about that guy I like, which is weird because you were coming here kind of, expecting to be very tense and be like, I hate everything here. But you kind of look at him, and something about the eye contact he makes with you, and he gives you a very charming smile, and you're like, I like that guy. Something, you don't know.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, and this is Valenta, and she has what does she look like? I had it in my head and I lost it. There's so many people, guys. There's so many people.
Oh, man.
I feel like I should be writing names down.
Yeah, she has. I wrote them down. So she has blonde hair, and she's wearing a crystal heart necklace that kind of glows unnaturally. And yeah, and she seems bored, whatever. She definitely seems bored to be there. And he's like, and then this is Gertrude. She is not one of my consorts. And she's like, not yet. And she's definitely like younger than the others, but you could tell, whereas these other people, you're pretty sure are undead. Charles Henry, your undead spidey senses are tingling. You're pretty sure they're all vampires, except for this chick. This girl looks very human. Like, she still has, like, red in her cheeks. She's been sat, like, at the very end of them all, so she's, like, closest to where you guys will be sitting, if that makes sense.
She's younger, you said?
Yeah, she's, like, I'd say, like, probably, like, 20s, maybe 30s. Like, I'm not saying that, like, everyone else is older, because they're undead, but they, like, who knows how old they are, right? But she definitely seems, like, in the bloom of youth and not dead, kind of a thing. It's a little weird. Actually, when he introduces her, you guys want to make me an insight or a intelligence check. I'll say the only person who can't, Vic, you can't because you weren't here for that part of the story. So
you said insight?
Yeah, insight or yeah, I'd say a wisdom.
I got a
some kind
22
roll.
insight.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a bunch on my next.
A bunch. Okay. So
21.
anyone who got over like an 18, let's say, you remember back when you first came to Barovia, and maybe it's just because you haven't been here in a while, but one of the priests had mentioned, or maybe it was in Wallachia, I actually don't remember where this got mentioned, but you remembered that they told you that there was a girl that was missing, someone's daughter had gone missing, a human girl.
Yeah.
And you remember that they said her name was Gertrude, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's her. So you kind of like put two and two together, like, that's the missing girl, okay? But she's just like hanging out here, and she's also not a girl. They also made it sound like she was like young, like 16, and she's definitely like a grown woman, like a grown ass woman sitting at the table. Meanwhile, there's also sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say my core memory of that just like suddenly just went. Sorry, continue. It's been a while.
Oh my gosh. You guys, I love in the chat, you're all saying Strahd is the only bad bisexual rep in existence. Also, yeah, bad rep of polyam. 100%! There's a better way of doing all of this, and this is not it. I know, it could have been so beautiful, but no.
We're going to fight him, so
I mean,
I'm going to get my wish.
There's also
now, hopefully.
There's also an elf sitting on the other side, across from Gertrude. They kind of separated them out for whatever reason, and you're not sure if he's alive or dead, because he's just kind of, like, looks listless. Like you're not sure if he's undead or alive, let's put it that way. He looks very listless, and he has glasses, and he actually is looking at like a sheet of paper, and he's like writing something down. And pretty much as Strahd is like, and this is Leipzig, he is my accountant. And he sort of looks at him and goes, ahem! And Leipzig, what? Oh, sorry. And he like kind of tucks away his like sheets of paper. And he's like, yes, this is our family here at Ravenloft. And pretty much at that he's like, if you will take your seats, the first course will be out shortly. And he just kind of sits himself down at the head of the table.
Where's your body man? God.
Oh, do you mean Rahadin?
Of course.
He is here somewhere. Unfortunately, he cannot attend this evening. You're pretty sure that it's probably because he knows that you guys would kill him if you saw him.
So I guess he's not
Yeah.
family then. I understand.
No, he is very much family. Ludmilla's like, of course he's family. She's very mad about this.
You said this was
my
your
God.
whole family sitting, so I'm just surprised your body man would not be here with that.
I'm here, says a voice from up in the balcony, and you kind of see this shadowy figure, which you're 100% sure is Rahadin, because it's like the same shape as him. Let's see, he is here.
Oh, but is
Well,
there...
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna kind of go over to
Wait,
a chair.
Gremmin was gonna say something. It was really quick. He just his mic cut out. What were you trying to say?
Yeah, no, I'm on push to talk right now for reasons.
Okay.
Could you describe the chairs for me?
Sure. They are elaborately carved wooden chairs.
How tall?
Huh?
So, like, if Gremlin were to sit down, would they come up to the back of his head or to his neck?
I would say maybe the back of your head. I'm gonna say they're really tall, like dining chairs, like you know those fancy things.
My
Okay.
back.
Okay. Sorry, you were gonna say?
Yeah,
Right.
I approach the table and I pull out a chair for Larkspur.
Oh, thank you, Dominic. And Lark will give a nod to everybody very politely, kind of saying a hi very softly, and sitting down.
Who is sitting next to Leaf and who is sitting next to Gertrude once you're seated? That's what I would like to know once you're seated.
That's a good question. I'll have Lark sit next to Gertrude because protective girl for creepy men.
That's what I assumed. You were putting her next to her. I mean, unless you want to do something else, Dominic. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Gremlin will go over and pull out the chair next to, what was his name? Leaf?
Leaf. Yeah. The
Leaf.
accountant. Yep.
Gremlin will sit down and put his feet up on the table.
Nah! I'm gonna smack his legs right down. Literally,
Nice.
like, sorry.
Okay. Nice.
I'm gonna be honest, Julia. Dominic sits the furthest away possible.
So the other head of the table. So the furthest,
Exactly
yep.
that. In fact, if I can, I put Lark's chair back in for her, and I go right to the other head of the
Yep.
table.
Okay. Perfect. Yep. There are just enough chairs for everybody, so it's like they planned this, you know.
Is there already food on the table?
There's bread on the table already. There's
The real
definitely
question.
baskets.
Oh my
You
God.
can smell it's fresh baked bread, and you can see like freshly churned butter, like in little like pats sitting there. Yeah,
I sit in the open chair that is closest to the bread.
perfect. Yep, there's one. So it's gonna be next to Gremlin and Leaf. There's like a chair like right there, so you can go sit there, and the bread's like right in front of you.
I
And
eat some bread.
I will sit on the other side of Larkspur, between Larkspur and Dominic.
That bread is so it has a nice like crunch on the outside, but like the inside is soft, and the butter
sounds
is
so
like
good.
just so creamy and it melts in your mouth. If we were in person, I
Yeah.
would have served us a multi-course. I was gonna serve us a multi-course dinner when we played this game. Like that was my initial plan.
I
but
kind of had a
we-
feeling you would have did something like that.
I
It
was
just-
going to.
Damn.
Well, my thought is, I feel like we should hold the dinner like later, like out of game,
Yeah.
like as
For
amongst us
ourselves.
for
Yeah.
ourselves, and I
That'd
would
be
like
so
to do
nice.
that once
I will
everything's
get
done.
a green ball gown. Do not fucking tempt me. I need an excuse to get that dress, and that is the perfect
That's
one.
an excuse for it. Or you have other things to get it for that you could get it for. Hint. Anyway.
Oh no! I know.
Okay.
I don't think I haven't thought about it.
There may be 2 of the people here getting married later this year for everyone watching to understand what's happening. Me and Jean. So
Maybe.
there might be other things that she could wear this to, or other possible things that she's also invited to. Anyway. All right. So, where are you sitting, Charles Henri? So now there's 1 seat left, and it is gonna. So there's only 1 seat left. So it's next to Dominic and Larkspur on that far end of the table. Yeah.
I sit in the last seat, but I make sure I'm the last to sit down.
Okay.
And I'm going to
You are
make...
not too far from the bread either, and it does smell very good. Fresh baked, for
and
sure.
I am making very glassy-eyed but hard eye contact with Strahd the entire time to kind of be like, you have no sway over my mind as I sit.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
would
he just kind of coolly watches you.
I'll turn to Leaf and I'll ask, so, have you been under the abomination for a long time?
Oh my god,
Oh.
Grumman.
Yes, it has been a long time, yes. Very long, doing so much accounting, so much work, so long. So many, I lose track of time, he says. But if you will excuse me, I have more numbers to do before dinner. Strahd is
Of
like,
course.
Leaf, stop. Oh, okay.
While they're talking, Vic is going to attempt to pocket a piece of bread.
Roll me a sleight of
got-
hand check.
I got a 13.
Let's see if anybody's actually paying attention to you.
Oh,
So
wait.
Strahd is
Sorry.
too busy. Sorry, Strahd is too busy yelling at Leaf, so he doesn't notice. You're pretty sure some of the consorts notice, and the one Anastrazia literally just looks at you and is like, you know, it's free, right? Like you could just eat it. Like it's free. You don't have to take it. I mean, like it doesn't matter.
I make eye contact with her, grab another piece of bread,
So
and I take a bite out of
this
it.
Okay.
And just locking eye contact and slowly chewing the
God.
bread.
Wait.
is this going to be an awkward dinner, Master von Sorovich? Because none of you eat and all of us do, and you're just gonna watch us eat, and that's just strange.
Do none of you eat living food?
Oh.
Living?
We will not be partaking, but we will be enjoying this dinner with you and getting to know you and talking. And but of course, Leaf and Gertrude will be joining you. Here comes the first course now. And pretty much at this point, so Cyrus seems to have changed, and he's wearing an apron and a chef's hat. And this other woman who for a split second you swear is Irina, and it kind of do a double take like, oh shit, and then you realize, oh no, like the nose is different, like the facial features are different, and she kind of comes out, and she's dressed in a maid's outfit, and she sort of comes out with this like push cart, and Cyrus is like stands there and he's like, the first course is lobster bisque. And the cart kind of rolls forward, and you can smell it, and it just smells delicious and creamy and so good. And they take out the maid sort of comes and sets down the plates, and I need you all to make me a perception check.
Oh. Okay.
8.
Oh
That is
no.
just
Nice.
delicious. You cannot wait to eat it.
It makes sense that I got it. I was locking eyes with someone and eating bread.
Yeah.
I'm not paying a lot of attention. to
Everybody
myself.
making a perception check?
I'm sorry, perception check?
Everybody is?
15.
Okay.
So none of them recognize Vic from escaping?
If they do, they're not making any big deal about
Oh
it.
no. Oh no.
I got a 16, Jules.
Okay.
I got
Bremen, what'd you get?
17.
And Charles Henry?
same as Gremlin.
Okay, so Vic is the only one because he's making hard eye contact and eating a piece of bread at one of the consorts who's just looking at him like, whatever. this maid, as she sets down the soup in front of you, Dominic, kind of spills a little. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," and she kind of like makes like brief eye contact with you, very fleeting, and like looks away really quickly. And you kind of get the yeah, you all see this happen because you're like actually paying attention. Can you also roll me insight, Dominic? Because you're the only one close enough, really.
Sure. That's only a 10.
That's good enough, though. You get the sense that she's like a little like unsettled, or like she doesn't want to be there. Like you get like a weird feeling, and so she sets down the soup. And as she gets around to the other side of the table, and she sets it down in front of Leaf, who is pretty close to Anastasia. Anastasia kind of makes like a hissing sound after, like, "God, get out of here! What are you doing?" And Strahd's like, "Anastasia, be kind. Everyone is under my protection this evening, and there will be no fighting." And she's like, and the maid kind of like rushes off with the cart back into the door, into another side of the room.
Is Anastasia the scientist one?
No, that would be Ludmilla.
Is she the one with the tight black curls?
No, there's so many. I know.
Oh, that's the one that Rob
No,
said.
yes, the one with the tight black curls is Anastasia.
I don't like her already.
You don't like her. Yeah.
I don't. Lark is trying very hard not to like.
Lenore will just appear on my shoulder and hop down on the table as I begin eating this soup, and she'll
man, this soup is good.
She'll peck into it. Lumida, I heard there was a small incident in your laboratory. As I just
Ludmilla just sort of like turns and just sort of looks at you, and she's like, "Yes, there was a small incident at the laboratory. My experiment got loose."
That's what happens when you don't take care of your things.
She doesn't say anything. She just kind of like sips very slowly on this glass of red liquid that you're not sure what it is, but it's definitely looks a little thicker than wine.
I know, yeah. Julia, just FYI, Dominic is doing that thing where like you put soup in your spoon and it comes near you and it goes back in the bowl. Like he's very much playing with his food to make it look like he's eating.
Okay, but you're not eating. That's a shame because it smells real damn good.
I bet.
You know what? Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Sure.
For that.
You're
probably gonna make
freaking got it. Dominic is all about that sleight of hand. Oh, good God. I didn't realize how much I was that sleight of hand. That's a 23.
Nice.
Let's see if Strahd beats you.
He might.
Rolled pretty well. Despite your hesitations, Dominic, the food is not poisoned. It is perfectly delicious. We have so few reasons to celebrate here in Barovia, and I have had food brought in from the outside specifically for this purpose. And Gertrude's like, "I've never even worn a dress this wonderful before."
You know, Count, it is not your food that I am hungry for, if I am being honest. It is more the reason for such grandeur. And I sort of, gesture down the two sides of the table.
Yeah.
This, I imagine, a sort of gathering, a meal, mixing company, as it were, must be a rarity in your halls.
It is, indeed.
There must be a purpose for it, is there not?
Oh,
and
yes,
then I will
there
grab a
is.
biscuit, and again, I just sort of like rip little bits off the biscuit and don't eat them.
Sorry, I can't look at the chat because it's making me crack up. Yes, you are right. You are right. There is, in fact, a reason for me being here, and I was going to wait till a little bit further in the meal, but you know what? Why not? I can announce it now. You see, I've brought you all here to celebrate my retirement from Barovia. And with that, we're going to go on our break.
Oh, I'm staring at Greven so intently before we go on the break. I'm like...
Well, would you look at that monkey wrench?
What?
Oh my God, if Ralph's a fucking vampire, I swear to God.
All right, we're going to go on break now.
Okay, guys, we will be back. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back to Curse of Strahd. And where we last left off, our players, their characters. Are we actually back? Or is my
Yeah, I'm
stream just
having
frozen?
issues with the. Hold on.
We were back and now we're frozen.
Sec.
Because I'm not back on my end, which is why I'm wondering. Okay.
Now we're good.
Oh, neat. Okay, there's just a really long delay then.
We are here.
There we
Is it back
Oop.
now? Are we back?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So, everybody. Yeah. Anyway, where we last left off, sorry. I'm like kind of tired tonight, so like it's making me loopy, but this is good. You want your DM a little loopy because
Just a
then they
little,
make
yeah.
weird choices. So, last we left off, Strahd just announced that he was going to retire. Really quick before we jump immediately back in, though, I just want to say really quick, Sam does have to go at some point soon. He will just disappear. We will continue, figure out what's happening with his character. But we gave you the wrong information for the stream earlier. If you want to watch this tournament tomorrow or this weekend, it is Mighty Teapot. Mighty Teapot is the actual name of the channel. He gave the European channel, not North American channel. So
I have a character that's a mighty teapot.
There you
Sam,
go.
that makes me so happy.
But anyway, so he will be leaving at some point, but we are gonna keep going.
That's
So yeah,
such a cool
so,
name.
so you all were sitting at dinner, and he said he was gonna retire. What do you have to say to that?
Oh, I've already said what I've said.
Pardon? Care to elaborate, Count?
I don't know what else there is to say. I'm ready to leave behind Barovia.
That's
What?
Yeah.
Pardon my ignorance, but what does exactly that mean? If, again, I know as much as I know, and from my understanding, Strahd, this land is connected to your essence, your person, in some way. How can one leave the thing that they are attached to?
Perhaps you can tell me. The real answer is, I need a successor to take my place. And I believe I may have found them amongst you.
Imagine that.
I'm sorry. Is this an interview?
Please, the next course, he says as the cart rolls back around, and your plates are taken away from you and placed in front of you is basically platters that have on them various like fishes, so like oysters, shrimp, salmon, like all sorts of. This is the fish course now. We're on the fish course, so there's like various things just brought out these steaming trays and fresh plates for all of you to take from. He's like, please.
So no one amongst your family would be your successor?
We're his consorts. Hello, Anastasia says. We're going with him if he leaves.
Is it offensive to ask where you would go?
Bermuda.
I have not decided. Yes, perhaps somewhere. Well, no, somewhere a little less sunny, but you know,
Makes sense. Never
but
mind.
something different. I am tired of this. I have a friend back on your plane. Well, not yours. He says, gesturing to Gremlin like dismissively. He's like, but the rest of you, I have a friend there who has offered for me to come and live with him for a while if I need to.
Is this friend by any chance a deity or a demon? Out of curiosity. And I
No.
look right at Charles, like just wondering.
No.
No.
No, but he is an old friend of mine of the Fey persuasion. And if you guys want to roll insight,
Oh yeah, I was just about to say, can I? Yeah.
intelligence, or wisdom.
I got a
That's
20
a
insight.
22.
Yeah, you all are like, is he talking about the Fey guy from Sendriane? Because like you all did your research and you remember there was that undead dude. Pretty sure Lorelai might be there too. And Dominic.
So this whole time, Gremlin hasn't uncrossed his arms or basically moved at all,
Okay.
and
Okay.
he ignores the fish.
Oh, I'm eating it. It's very
Oh,
nostalgic
yes.
for Larkspur.
Definitely eating.
Oh, it's delicious.
It's she's trying not to
So-
get it all over her, technically, like
The
right now.
salmon has like kind of like a Dijon sauce over it, and there's like some asparagus on the side, and it's all like delicious. And the shrimp is like perfectly like grilled, so it's just like the flavors like delicious. And it's like, yes, Cyrus has started to become a chef and has been experimenting with various ways of cooking. So he was very excited for this opportunity. To make things that we cannot eat.
Literally, my compliments to the chef.
Yeah, and there's also like various like almost like chutneys, but they have like there's various chutneys that go with like some of the more there's like a spiced like potato dish that's out there, but then there's also some like parsley and garlic like butter kind of sauce stuff to go on top of the fish. Yeah. If anyone's watching this and you're hungry, I'm really sorry. Because, man, I'm not going to help you. You might as well go get food and come eat while you're watching. Because,
Gremlin puts his feet up directly in one of the fish dishes.
I literally swat it back down because I'm going to kill this man.
So
This is my point.
a small bony paw kind of reaches up past Gremlin's foot and kind of bats the fish that he had his feet into the
My
floor.
daughter's here. Oh my god, she's here. Gremlin, if you kick my cat, I swear to God.
And
I swear to
Gremlin-
Salune.
Gremlin, there's a bone cat eating the fish at your feet now.
Gremlin will take another fish and just slap it loudly onto the floor next to the cat.
Slapping.
I'm not going to
fish
yell
around.
at him this
That's
time.
weird.
I'm not going to yell at him this time. Forgive Gremlin. He's, broken homes.
True. It is true that people have different reactions to being invited to dinner here. I am not surprised. But again, you are all welcome and all under my protection as long as you take no aggressive actions towards me or my family.
it is a curious thing to invite strangers, as Strahd we have met on occasion, but I would not call us intimate as per se, or even friendly.
No.
He won't even return my messages. He's so rude.
That is true. It is a curious thing for you to invite guests that you barely know to a dinner where you are announcing not only your retirement, but perhaps interviewing your replacements. I would like to know. I would like to understand this situation more fully, I suppose.
Well, basically, I have been here for a very long time. As you know, hundreds and hundreds of years, maybe even thousands of years. It's hard to know. Time seems to never end. Seems to just constantly repeat itself over and over again. Uh, and you have all proven yourselves extremely formidable. You hid Irina from me very, very smart, very, very sneaky. I hear you have been sneaking around looking for various things to stop me. And you seem to have been successful thus far. And,
Wouldn't call
you
it
know,
sneaking.
you, no, the beacon shooting up into the sky where all can see is not sneaky either. Everyone sees it, everyone knows, and everyone thinks my time is coming to an end. Therefore, it seems only appropriate that perhaps now I walk away while I still have my dignity intact.
I
You
mean,
know, oh, go ahead,
I
please,
would say,
Charles.
we read your journal. I don't know how much of that dignity is true. But if you were to leave now and retire, that would mean that everyone would know that you turned your tail and fled.
No, no, no. I believe, again, I think my successor will make sure that maybe it doesn't even seem that I've left at all. Perhaps they will take up my name and my position, and no one will even know.
Sounds extremely boring.
Why is that boring?
Why would someone want to be you?
Well, they could be themselves. They could, but I think I would write it in that they should probably retain my name in some way.
So you're not looking so much as a replacement, but a copy.
Would take a replacement. They don't have to take my name. I just mean I think I would make it so that they wouldn't be able to say I ran away like a coward. I think that would be part and parcel of them taking that position.
But you did.
Now,
But did I?
What
I
it
mean,
sounds like you're describing.
this is all hypothetical. Yes?
Yes.
At the moment, let us say it is all hypothetical. One could even hypothesize that you feel threatened, that there has been a group of people who have worked very earnestly to undermine your power for months. And at the very precipice of your power and our goals, you now find yourself of a whim to leave this place and sort of what is the word I'm looking for, Charles? Escape justice?
Difference does it make to you? You are not of here, with the exception of perhaps Gremin. And I would take the rest of you with me. Well, at least out of Barovia, I mean, not with me. You could go as you will. But if you wish to leave Barovia, I will let you walk free. I will part the mist, and you can all go. But one of you has to take my place.
To be one of us, it has to be.
That is my offer on the table. But
What
I am a man of negotiation. Please bring the next course, he says as they come out and start clearing the fish course.
Vic is just frantically grabbing
No,
as he
stuffing
can.
shrimp like in his
Trying to
shirt.
take it away. Yeah.
Oh, Lark's
They don't
following suit
stop
with Vic.
you.
She's like, yeah, yeah.
So they won't take it off your plate, but they definitely take like the big trays and they take everyone else's plates. Like if you're fighting to keep your plate, they're not gonna take it from
Like
you.
piling. My plate is like they're stacked very high.
They're gonna bring out venison. There's a roast chicken. There's like various vegetable platters. They're gonna bring out like there's definitely a lot of various meats. Maybe some boar. Like they just kind of lay it all out and give you guys steak knives if you didn't already have them.
Thank you for your fine meats and dishes
your
served
fine
thus
meats.
far.
You are most welcome. It
Now-
is how one should treat a guest. I am, after all, a prince.
Last I heard, that your title was Count, but perhaps that was an ancient title.
I was once a prince from an ancient land, though, but my whole family, they fell into hard times. And it wasn't until we came here and made this our kingdom.
Yes, if only you had a brother to rule by your side. Oh, sorry, you don't anymore.
Lark has
But
tried
great.
so hard to keep everybody in
Yeah,
check.
Lark is
Going
like,
everywhere.
no.
Lark's like, listen, I thought we were playing friendly for a little bit. What's the game plan here? So she's just like,
Honestly, I
Strahd,
have
you
been playing friendly, I promise.
It could be
Strahd,
so much worse.
you will forgive me if I don't believe you.
That is fine. I just believe that one of you will betray the rest of you tonight. If I had to say better, I think you will come to see that my offer makes sense. But look, eat your dinner. Spend the night. The storm outside is terrible, and in fact, this whole time
Uh-oh.
you have heard that the thunder and lightning is like really bad, and like you can hear the rain coming down. He's like, "Stay the night. I promise my veil of protection will pass over this evening as long as you stay to the upper levels of the castle and do not go beneath. There are darker and older things down there that I cannot speak for, but I have told my whole family not to touch you. You can stay here. There are rooms for each of you, and think about it. I'm a generous man. I won't immediately, go back on my word unless any of you take an aggressive action towards me or disobey me and go beneath the layers of the castle into the depths. But you
Um,
should think about it because I think it would solve all of your problems very nicely. But I would like to speak to you individually, if I may. Sort of, as you said, interview.
Interesting. While we are still eating this very fine meal, perhaps we could talk about what the role of being the count of this castle and of this land truly entails. For I think we understand it in name, but perhaps not in purpose.
Yes, well, it is the job of whoever is the ruler to take care of the land and to watch over its denizens however you see fit. But you must take the power of this land to heart. Much as I have, you will have the same, shall we say, bloodlust that I do. That unfortunately is part and parcel with it, but you will live forever, and you can have whatever you want as long as you stay within Barovia. This place is not terrible. There are people here that you have made friends with, no? Or perhaps for you it is terrible, Dominic, but someone like, say, Gremin. Gremin, you have friends and family here that you love very much, Danica and the others.
Grumman spits on the table.
I don't know why I'm trying to speak to you, but I am.
I mean, if anything, I think Gremin is a perfect reflection of, as you say, you are the caretaker of the land. Yes, the caretaker of its people. I think Gremin is a perfect reflection of your duties, or lack thereof. Strahd, I am not here to insult you in your home, but you say that one who has your position cares for the land. I have walked your land, and if you are its caretaker, you are an absent-minded host at best.
Well, perhaps it is best I wish to retire.
Perhaps best indeed.
So you have this accountant here, yet
Leaves like, yes.
you don't really take care of your people. You don't really help them. In fact, I think you hurt them. Most of them use your name as a curse. You are not fit for the job or even to pass it on. You've treated these people horrible for thousands of years, as you said. Why would anyone want your job?
You not, but you then again have your Raven Queen to answer for you whenever you want, so I don't think you would be particularly inclined to rule over a land. After all, what do you come from? What is your background, Charles Henri?
I could say the same to you. You took this land through bloodshed. You are no better than me.
I took this land through a hard fought war. I was a hero to my people. My people looked up to me
But you
when I
did
took over this
But
land.
you do not come from royal stock. Do not try to rub nobility in my face. You took this through a war, and therefore you are no better. Don't try to compare yourself.
Interesting. What do you think of all this? This seems to be making you very uncomfortable, Larkspur, the Oaken Reaver.
I just I feel like leaders are supposed to look out for their people, and it seems like all of your people are miserable. And if I were to accept this position, I'm not saying I'm going to,
Hmm.
but you said it comes with the bloodlust to just do the same, and I don't think any of my
I did
partners
not
here.
say I did not say to do the same, but I mean you would have to feed upon the blood of others to survive.
So become undead.
Indeed.
I don't think any of my partners would want that.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yes.
Perhaps not for you.
No, I've grown to look at these gentlemen like a family, like crew, which is a family. I just can't see any of them turning. Not after seeing so much heartbreak here.
I could definitely make arrangements that would make it a little more agreeable, I suppose. You yourself here, you, for instance, Larkspur, you rule over all the druids here now, do you not? They look up to you, they respect you. You could stay here and make sure that the clans are taken care of and grow in strength and number. And if you leave, who's to say that that will remain the same? Also, will you ever have that level of respect and or power if you leave and go home?
Not about the power or respect for me, though. I think that's where we differ.
That's fair. But you do care for these people and would like to see where they go.
I do, but I
Right.
think there are quite strong, intelligent individuals amongst them that would be able to take my place.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's the difference. I feel like everyone has a throne to sit on it in their own way.
That is fair. And what of you, Dominic?
Is it possible I ask you a question, oh gracious host?
Feel free to ask. We are almost ready for dessert, I think, at this point.
Why us? We, if you are, as you say, you have watched our progress, you've seen us battle against your minions, the denizens, the negligence, the undead, that the corruption that has ravaged this land. We have put a stop to it where we have found it. There must be those more willing to be more agreeable to such a scenario. The four of us, and Vic, the five of us, we are the people who have fought against your influence the most. Why us?
Because perhaps it is time for a change in Barovia.
I agree with that statement.
Did you have a question for me, Count? I'm sorry to have thrown you off guard.
See what you would not be willing to do for the people that you love and care for, because I know there's someone that you want to see again, and I think I might be able to convince my friend to let her go.
To bring her here? If I became Count Dominic Darling, and then she would be my Irina, what cruel fucking poetry that would be.
Well, it could just be an arrangement. I mean, it's if it made your life easier, your decisions easier.
I will not lie. I do wish to look upon her again, but if the arrangement would be for me to take your throne, as it were, she would be my prisoner. She would be trapped in this place, much as we are trapped here now, much as everyone in Barovia is trapped here. There are lands, as you well know, beyond this place that we cannot access, that most 95% or more of your populace, hell, I'll say 99% of this populace, cannot even fathom, because this darkness and fog and corruption is all they've ever known. I will say there is an appeal to an immortal life. My elven blood is not as strong as others, and I kind of like nod in Larkspur's direction.
Yeah, yeah.
My elven blood is not as strong as others, and immortality has its appeal, but it is it is assigning yourself both warden and prisoner all in one swoop. Strahd, I do not know if you have had much experience in what is the word? In selling yourself to others. But my friend, you need to work on your pitch.
Perhaps I have forgotten how to speak warmly or with intrigue and charm to people. That is not manufactured. It is perhaps very true.
Maybe you are slipping, old man. But what are you going to do about Irina? Or Tatiana? Or whatever incarnation she goes when you are gone? She is still here. And she will still never love you throughout all of this time. But you wish to look upon her.
And at this point, so for the most part, the consorts have been pretty quiet. And at this point, Anastasia just growls and kind of stands up and puts her hands on the table. She's like, "How dare you speak to him that way?" And he's like, "Anastasia, sit down." He's like, "No, how dare you bring up the name of that tramp here?"
I'm sorry. I just wanted to reference that he would throw all of your lives away for just one moment with her, and you all consider him your liege lord or whatever. You are meaningless to him, comparatively.
And to be fair, he
Yeah,
mentioned Irina
definitely.
first.
Anastasia definitely starts to move towards you guys, and Ludmilla and Escher actually both kind of stand up and hold her so that she doesn't move. And Strahd's like, "I can see that everyone is becoming unsettled. Perhaps we should leave you to finish your dessert alone."
If that is your wish, you are our host, but it is an excellent point that Charles brings up. There are ghosts in this castle, and although it is the first time I have set foot in this place, can you not feel them, Strahd? And I'll even look to Anastasia. Are you not haunted by the women who have come before? Think of these things. There are ghosts everywhere. And Julia, I'd like to take my handkerchief, just kind of like I would be dabbing at my mouth with your handkerchief, and I'd like to cast silent image of a desiccated Irina, like a desiccated ghost Irina, black pitch eyes, veins. I'm going to use a sorcery. I'm going to use meta magic to make it a subtle spell.
Okay.
So no verbal, no semantic, and the
Sure.
material component is a piece of fleece, which I have in my coat
Sure.
sleeves,
This is great.
and I just kind of and I want to put the illusion kind of out, a distance, just sort of passing by a hallway, so that Strahd and the consorts can see.
Okay. Half of them can see because of the way the table
Sure.
is. So, but it'll,
Sure.
so okay. So this ghostly figure of this, emaciated, dead, creepy Irina, sort of or Tatiana, just kind of walks
Tatiana.
past the door, on the outside in the hallway, and Strahd actually this time will stand up, staring out the door, and Anastasia just lets out a hiss, through her fangs, she's really mad. And Strahd he'll just stay perfectly silent and just kind of stare for a moment, and he'll be like, "I think this dinner is done for now. Let me know your decision by the morning. I can't guarantee my protection will still be available after that point."
What is the exact time frame of your protection? I mean, you'll probably be sleeping in the morning, so be rude to just let us leave without letting the host know.
We shall see. We'll see what happens. Remember, if you break anything of the if you become aggressive towards me or any of my people, my protection will disappear, or if you venture into the lower parts of the castle. And if not, my protection ends tomorrow at daybreak.
Are you not going to continue our interviews in private?
I think I have my answers. And he's going to actually all of them, starting with Strahd. Well, no, Strahd's gonna wait for last. So pretty much he like gives like a nod that Two kind of feels kind of signally at his cohorts, and pretty much one by one all of them just sort of disappear into mist that just sort of floats up into the air and kind of floats away. And he is the last one. He kind of gives each of you a look over each of you and says good night, and then boom, just kind of disappears into mist and also kind of floats up and away. The minute that he does so, all of the lights across Castle Ravenloft go out, so you are left in darkness.
All right.
I make dancing lights above us.
I would like to cast a spell as he
Okay, what would you like
leaves.
to cast? Okay.
So was he wearing anything very distinct that no one else at the dinner was wearing?
I mean, he's wearing a cape and like he's being a fucking vampire. I don't know, like
Does he have like
a
an
brooch or something?
yeah, something that only he was wearing?
Like an amulet.
Sure.
Yeah,
Right.
see that thing. That's
Oh,
the
he's got a
thing.
brooch.
I will cast locate object on that specific item so I can figure out where he goes to. Within 1,000 feet.
Hang on a second. Can they? I need to check something about mist form. Give me a second, because I might be able to counterspell that, and I'm not sure if I can. So I gotta check.
Well, I'm waiting for him to leave. Like I'm waiting for his mist to disappear, and then I cast locate object.
No, it doesn't say he can do anything or not when he's in mist form, or anyone. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah.
And pretty much it lets
Sorry.
me know if he's moving, I know what direction he's moving. So even if I don't follow him specifically, I can tell he's going down or leaving us as long as he's been 1,000 feet where that object is.
Yeah, you're getting a sense of that he's going down right now.
Right. That's fine. I need to know. I just want to know exactly where he moves to. And this lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And also if it stops.
One of the candle or two of the candles on the table flicker back into life, and the maid and
Gertrude's still there? No, she
yeah,
woke up.
Gertrude. No, they're
Okay, I was
human.
like,
They
'cause
can't
she can't,
disappear.
like-
Like, well,
Okay.
he's not. Leaf's not undead, but he's just kind of there, sitting in the quiet, like, oh no.
So
okay.
he just
And Gertrude's
leaves you
there.
like this?
Yep.
He just leaves you like this.
You're saying that to Gertrude?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, that's just how he is.
Oh, sweetheart. No.
You deserve better.
Yeah. He
I
should.
wanted to come here.
I know, but like, we all want things that aren't good for us at one point in our lives or another.
Well, I'm
Not-
going to bed. I'm
Okay.
done with this. And she just kind of gets up and goes. She's like, Leaf, are you coming? Are you going to stay here? And he's like, and just kind of picks up a whole bunch of paper, like an abacus that he had like under the table, and just kind of like starts to like scurry off.
I mean, I could try to tell her to go home, but
She's not gonna listen.
she just go. Well, I can tell
I
her to
mean,
go
yeah,
home.
But I just
But
feel
no,
bad.
I feel like at the end of that journey, she'll just turn right back around.
It's just
and come
gonna
back.
exactly. Listen, we've all had problematic interests in our lives at one point or another when we were young. I just feel like this one's more deadly than probably any of ours.
Yeah, Julie,
Charles
I've dancing
apparently had
lights above us. Just
I'm like watching Charles.
Yeah, so Charles is counting because I want to know how far once it stops moving, because I know that he moves very slow in mist form, so I can guesstimate how far down he has gone.
Oh, I assume that, but Lark
So-
was like, he has 1, 2. How many bad
But
things
Charles is just slowly counting, as the time goes on, because he's trying to guesstimate where
Does that have a range of feet?
1,000 feet.
Can we go kill him now after having wasted all this time?
Let's
You know-
wait until daybreak.
And the
No,
maid's like,
no.
don't you want dessert?
No. We have
No,
protection
darling.
right now. We can rest.
Oh, okay, fair. Gremlin, first off, I applaud your restraint. You are
I am
a
very
pillar.
proud of you.
You are a pillar of discipline and willpower.
I will say, I feel like all of you behaved very poorly at one point, though.
Larkspur,
But-
really?
But listen, way better than I thought it was gonna go. Let's be fair.
His offer was false at best. It was more self-serving, egotistical bullshit.
Oh, I know. I just feel like playing nice right now is our best. What is it? Illusion?
You are going to help him
No.
retire right into the grave. That is really what is going to happen.
You know, I thought I would get more traction with the whole Gremlin is a reflection
Yeah.
of. Because I'll be honest, the more I thought about it, I was like, "That's fucking perfect." Like,
Oh yeah.
Gremlin is a
He fucked
pure
over the kid's life.
reflection of your terribleness as a land keeper.
I.
Anyway,
I have thought of staying here after we finish this particular job, but I think I need to see more of the world before
Apple.
I come back.
Pineapples for starters,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
and the
definitely
seed.
pineapples.
and the seed.
I will say, Locke, you were talking about sleeping here. Are you? I mean, I'll be honest. Are you for fucking real?
I mean, I don't want to be, but
I'm not sleeping in this place.
I mean, here's a.
listen.
I actually agree with Loxpo. I think we should.
I think it's the best option
Well,
right now.
yeah, exactly. We rest, and he said we have until daybreak before his protection goes. So then we rest, and then we break his rules before daybreak, and we're good to
Exactly. I
go.
was thinking exactly. We could first of all, we could go and like, Julia, what time is it currently?
I mean, it's past dark, so I don't know what time that is in Barovia, but it's like nighttime.
Okay, so we have a little playtime too to kind of scope out the area before we go to sleep.
He did
Sleep.
not say you couldn't look upstairs. He only said
See?
you can't go downstairs.
I say that because
I
that's
just-
exactly what I was thinking.
All right, I understand we are going to abuse his protections. I understand what you're saying. A, I'm not sure that I can sleep in this place. B, when we have slept in the past, our dreams have been, how shall we say, visited.
I mean,
And that was just out
true.
in the fuck nowhere of Barovia.
Well, we have
In
to keep in
his
mind,
place of power, I would be very concerned about.
we're gonna get fucked with tonight when we sleep. We are.
I mean, but we do have that delicious feast in our belly, which might help protect our minds from these dreams. And I was going to ask the Raven Queen to protect us all tonight, see if she would lend a wing to make sure nothing disturbs us.
I mean, Solune
That is
is the Lady of Dreams. I could also try to say a prayer to her too.
That is somewhat comforting, I suppose. I'll be honest, Gremlin, I think our path is decided. We know how this ends. It really comes down to, at this point, how it ends. And honestly, mate, I'm going to let you lead the show on this one.
I think I like this plan of some excuse me. I think I like plan of some exploration. I think it is important that we have some kind of lay of the land. I like what you are thinking, Larkspur. I think that either just before he comes to ask us what our decision is, or when he does, we tell him as explosively as possible.
And
I like it.
Like,
I like it too. I would say though, if it is daytime, it means that all of his vampire women and his consorts men and himself will likely be sleeping, and I think he's still moving. But the moment he stops, I can tell you how much depth he has traveled to.
I can't find how deep in the castle it goes. It basically feels like he went somewhere in the basement to you.
Okay,
um,
but he stopped, so I go, I have a good guesstimate as how far down he traveled, and I don't know if it's a direct route, but it's within 1,000 feet.
I do like the idea of breaking the rules right before
And also,
we're not allowed to.
I can relocate it as we're going, so I know when I'm getting close.
Mm-hmm. All right. Very well. Upstairs exploration, I suppose.
Yeah.
We might want to speak with. Is the maid still in the room, Julia?
She didn't hang around after you guys. She
Okay.
cleaned the table and she left. You don't know if she's coming back with dessert or not.
Okay.
I was,
I will.
yeah.
I will kind of lower my voice for whatever good that's worth. And I'll go. By the way, the maid. She gave me a fearful look, concerned look.
Oh.
I imagine she's a prisoner, or maybe she knows something. Something is off about her. So something to keep in mind.
The chef, by any chance, is nowhere near us as well, right? Like,
Not right
he
now,
left
no.
too? Good.
Cyrus, yeah, he's gone.
Got it. Making sure. Yeah, I think best bet, we explore, we sleep, we fuck around and find out, then we actually find out. You know?
Sure.
Eloquently put.
Thanks.
Very well. And I imagine the whole castle's dark at this point, besides like a candle or two.
Yeah.
Is that
Charles.
magical darkness or just darkness?
Regular darkness.
Yes.
Charles, I'm going to cast spells, so if you need a light source, mate, I would do something.
I
about that.
imagine he would find sunlight offensive.
I would
Little
say
do you have
so.
any candles.
I cast the regular light cantrip on my greatsword.
I feel like I might have a candle if you want to use one of those.
I mean, there's still a bunch of candles on the table. The only
I
a couple
literally
fluttered
just
away. Yeah.
start
You can just
handing
steal them. Yeah.
because I can see, but I will carry one with me.
No, I'll
for
just
target.
I'll cast a light spell on my
Okay.
sword. It's worst comes to worst, I'll burst into sunlight if we really need to see.
Cyrus kind of returns his chef's hat and aprons off. He looks a little downtrodden. He's like, Do you want me to send dessert up to your rooms?"
Everything was so good. I would like
Thank
to tell you that.
I don't like
I
you.
What?
I appreciate you. At least that was very good.
Well, come on. Your rooms await. And he's kind of like he's got his lantern again. And he's gonna start like limping forward.
Why
And take
why do you
back-
serve him? What why do you do that? You don't have
Why?
to.
Why not? I mean, there's only so many jobs in Barovia.
Yeah, but but you know, the monastery is pretty good. Your brethren are being taken care of there. It's been cleaned up.
Wait, really?
Candlestick doing great.
Yeah.
Candlestick is
Candlestick's
like one of the
awesome.
top
He's
tier.
doing
Yeah.
great.
Well,
It was so
I think
good.
it's-
Cyrus kind of looks around for a minute,
Great.
like he's looking for someone. Will you guys roll me insight?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, we will.
Well,
Oh, I did
roll
so
it.
good.
Roll it. Hold on to your roll.
And I
He
will
kind of
remind
looks around. He doesn't see anybody, and he kind of leans in close, and he's like, I was spying for the abbot, but the abbot hasn't responded in a really long time.
How
Now you can tell me your insight rolls.
22.
17.
11.
19.
Yeah, he's telling the truth to all of you except Gremlin. You're pretty sure he's lying.
Oh man.
You were a spy for the abbot. How bloody
But
curious.
shh, Rodden's like probably still nearby.
Who?
Oh no, Strahd's not that
Oh.
close.
Right.
Rodden,
Right.
yeah.
The maid. Do you know what? She gave me a strange look earlier. Is she well?
So he starts like walking up the stairs, and as you guys following him, like he's leading you
Sure.
towards the guest quarters.
Yeah.
Cool. I can read the descriptions later, but yeah, he starts leading up, and he's like, "She came a while ago. Strahd thought that she was a reincarnation of Tatiana, because you know the red hair, and
course.
she looks a lot like her, but she wasn't." And so he was disappointed. And so then, rather than make her into one of his consorts, he made her be a maid instead. I don't know. She doesn't seem to like it here.
Um,
We
I
need
cannot
to-
imagine why.
and Julia, has it seemed like Strahd has stopped moving?
No.
Okay, I will cast Locate Creature on the Dusk Elf to know where he is within 1,000 feet.
You get the sense that he is somewhere within 200 feet of you. But you're
Uh,
not sure. Yeah, is it exactly where, or
So
just kind of
describe
roughly
the
where?
you sense the direction to the creature's location as long as the creature is within 1,000 feet. If the creature is moving, you know the direction of its movement.
Yeah, he's like further down the stairs and in the hall somewhere from you. Like he's nearby, but he's not like super close either. Like he's keeping a distance,
Okay,
but he's definitely following you.
He's following us at a distance. I can't tell you how far, but he's definitely moving as we move.
Oh, well, let's go. Come, guests, come. I have to take you to your rooms. So, yeah, he's taking you up that way. I'm trying to see where your rooms are at. Hang on.
This lasts for an hour, so I'm going to be keeping a tab on this.
Oh, he's definitely just following you. I will say though, at some point, as you go and the shadows of your candles are casting, the shadows on the wall. Larkspur and Dominic, as you're walking, you get this bad feeling that something's kind of behind you. Do you guys turn around?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. When you look back, you see a shadow, tall and still, but nothing of its dimensions could cast it.
See
I'm gonna look at
invisibility.
Dominic.
I immediately just go see invisibility and spread this pungent ointment over my eyelids.
Yeah, you don't see anything there except this weird shadow.
I look at you. I look back at you, Larkspur. I don't know what that is. If I had to guess, I imagine Strahd has ears.
Everywhere. Yeah, I don't like that.
Somebody roll me a d6, please.
I will.
Why would his ears not be attached to
Oh,
the chair?
one.
Oh man! Oh man! Where the heck is Sam when you need him for this? Alright, so basically, as you guys get up to this upper, like, long hallway, there is just this strange object floating towards you, and you're like, what? As if being carried by unseen hands, and it looks to you to be a tarnished silver platter with a lid. Do you approach it, or just let it go by?
Listen, we're under protection right now. I'm gonna open it.
Great. It lifts the lid, revealing a bunch of moldy scones.
Oh no, where is?
Ha!
Vic
I will
definitely
grab.
takes those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I'll
he
grab
definitely
3 for
does.
Vic.
Yeah,
I
he's
will
gonna
grab
get.
3 for Vic.
He will gain an inspiration as soon as he eats one of them. So that's what
Yeah.
happens there.
That's
Anyway,
pretty
Yeah.
great.
it places this invisible hand, places the lid back on, and continues carrying it down the hallway.
As if this place could get fucking creepier. Perfect. Yeah, no, Cyrus, take us to our rooms. We are quite
Please.
sleepy.
Yes, so tired. Anyway, he takes you to your rooms. I forgot what voice I was using for him for like a whole minute. Where the heck is your rooms?
Oh, I fully intend to tell the other 2 once we are almost alone, even though we're not really alone, because whatever the fuck that thing was, I will
Sure.
probably relay that to the boys.
That something is following you, that weird shadow thing, or yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll cast a message to Gremlin and Charles in
Smart.
sequential order.
Good,
And just
good,
be
good.
like, we saw a shadow, don't know what it is, don't know whose it is, but it's following us.
I'm just imagining Slender Man, but completely shadowed, like just really creepy.
He nods and he will try to whisper back. When we get to our rooms, I could always cast silence around the door so that no one listening in could hear if we wanted to talk.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you guys get to your rooms. They are very, very nice rooms. Each of them has, so they're kind of connected, like they're like a suite of rooms, I guess, and there's doors in between each one, so you guys can pass between each other's rooms. the first one he leads you to and kind of is like, yes, they're all these four, these 5 rooms down the hall. So there's a large bed in the center of this room. It's 4 corner posts. Sorry. It's 4 corner posts supporting a black canopy trimmed with gold tassels. Several comfortable divans are placed about the room, and there's a banded door in the west wall and a smaller unbanded door in the east.
All right. Well, thank you, Cyrus. You listen, if you see the maid, would you send her up? We have
Linens.
linen.
Sure.
Yes. Extra
Sure.
pillows. We need
Yeah,
extra pillows
I
and
like a lot of
blankets.
pillows.
Sure, he says. Sure thing, buddy. And he goes,
All right. Well, again, I don't know how freely we can speak. I'd have to, let's assume anything we say is heard by someone else. That's just
Mhm.
a safe bet. Let's go from there. I suppose if we're going to explore this place, I can protect one of us, but it won't go very far. Well, you know what? Let's hold on to it in case we need it.
Yeah,
For
I was
now,
just gonna say
we're
we're
just looking
protected
around.
right now, apparently. So
I can also turn us all invisible.
hmm. I could do my usual cast if that helps. If we want me to.
I mean, I guess I suppose it won't hurt, to be
Mhm.
honest, but I feel like living beings in this place are probably at a disadvantage. It's just
Yeah.
my gut instinct. If you
Truthfully,
breathe,
then they can hear us. At this point, I think there's no hiding what we're doing.
I agree.
Whatever's happens, we're going to be heard or seen or something. So we might as well just do it.
I don't think we need to be
Just yeah. I mean,
discreet. Yes, good word for it. I do not think we need to be.
but I understand all of our instincts to be. I just feel like at this point, Dominic has a point that it's not going to matter.
Only if we plan to. And Dominic
Which
points to the ground.
I don't think is necessary right now, but we'll see how it goes.
Right. Who knows what we'll find?
We shall never say never, even now, because it's a
All right.
word you can't stick with.
Really? Retirement? What a strange. Like, it has to be a ruse, right? This can't
Yeah,
be.
I think he's trying to get one of us to betray the other, so it's a disadvantage for the cause.
It seems so sloppy,
Yeah,
like if he got us individually, he might be able to sway one of us over the others, but like to just sort of broad stroke, yes, I need one of you to stay while the rest go, like we're a much more unified front when we're all together. But if we're separated,
yeah,
regardless, Gremlin's answers aren't going to change, but like
yeah. I think he
it's a
also
strange
knows
tactic.
that we're noble people and we'd want, if to stay, to change, but it seems like the inevitable happens no matter what. So what's the point of staying if we can't change? And I think that's what he was
Well,
trying to get over on us.
I mean, this is his prison. He just wants to escape. He'll tell you whatever you want that happen.
And to be honest, he might not even be able to leave unless he has a replacement.
Yeah.
But why? And I asked him directly, why us? There has to be some idiot in Barovia that would be like, oh, Mr. Strahd, yes, Mr. Strahd, I love you, Mr. Strahd.
Don't the Barovians, aren't they not quite people or whatever?
That's not okay, Charles. We can't
No.
talk like that.
No. I thought.
We can't talk like that.
Didn't we read somewhere that they don't have souls or something? Or was that me making it up?
I think that I don't.
Dominic looks at Gremlin, looks at Charles, looks at Gremlin, looks at Charles.
Some of the residents of this country are
Oh, it's his followers that don't.
lacking in some way. Not all of us.
I think
Not
it's those who
everyone.
follow him, right?
So just to clarify, some of you have figured out through your time here in Grimmin, you definitely know people are born without souls. Some
Oh
of them,
shit.
and they just are very like they don't have any emotion. They don't
That's
have
terrible.
like yeah, like
I
that's
hate
very
that.
common in Barovia that just people are just completely born without souls.
Listen, once the sun comes up, that's gonna change. We just gotta make it happen. I
I'm also.
believe.
It is curious to me, and I do not understand the transference of power. But if he is the land and the land is him, and he goes away, what happens to the land?
Also, he's trying to make these promises that he can make allocations for you, but if he gives you his power, he cannot come. He cannot come through on those. It's all, like I said, it's all smoke. He is just blowing up our assholes.
Oh, Charles cursed.
I don't like him.
He
Charles
did.
a bad word.
Well,
I liked it.
Language, Charles.
That's
He-
great. Charles, do it
No,
again.
no, no. He tried to try to yell at me about his nobility and how he needed us, and trying to show me that I am a peasant and I come from nothing. But he came from nothing. He is just a
Yeah.
conqueror, and so I don't. And I've dealt with people like him back in my village. Our tavern was famous for nobility and adventurers coming in and ruining the good place we had. So he's just like any one of those nobles coming in to, put down the people. He doesn't give a shit about those here.
Fuck him. Fuck that guy. All my homies hate Strahd.
All right. We can sit here and bash Strahd all day, but I say let's get
It's my
this
favorite hobby
exploration.
right now.
Just in the
Honestly,
basement, like
It's like-
listening to all of this, like.
Mm.
Anyway, it's
What jerks.
what a
Um,
jerk.
Yeah, let's do some exploring, see what there is to be seen, if anything, and go from there.
Also, I'll say it. I don't care if she heard me. Anastasia's a bitch. I didn't like her. I didn't like a lot of the wives, but that one specifically, I just
I wish I had more.
Guys, hear a laugh in response to that on the other side of the wall from where you are right now.
There's something to pull. I look for a secret way to open that door.
There's like a fucking door. No, there's
Oh.
like a whole ass door there.
I
It's a
go
locked
to the-
door.
I
shave
unlock
and a
that door.
haircut.
It's like locked from your side, but yeah. So you guys unlock it. You do your shave and a haircut.
Yeah.
And you just hear someone go 2 bits really sadly in the other room. You open the door, and as thunder shakes the tower. By the way, you guys are up in a tower because I didn't know where you guys were because I was
Right,
trying to find the page,
right.
so I didn't describe as you were going up. But yeah, you're in a tower. Heavy beams groan under the weight of the ceiling. 3 ornate lanterns hang by chains from these beams, each casting a dim glow. The curved west wall is fitted with 3 windows of leaded glass and steel lattice work. A bookcase sits on the east wall between 2 doors. Plush, overstuffed chairs and couches are placed about the room. The fabric has faded with age, and the patterns it depicts are nearly gone. Lounging on one couch is a handsome young man whose attire, while elegant, is worn and faded, and you recognize him as Escher, the young, pretty vampire boy from dinner.
It's funny, Esha. I was just thinking about you.
Were you really? Please tell me more. I would so love to hear about myself, he says as he leans over and looks at you.
I already like this guy's sense of humor. I'm just saying.
Julia, I'm gonna sit on the couch next to Escher, but
Okay.
I'm gonna sit on the couch next to someone. When you sit, you're like, I want to make sure my leg is touching your leg, kind of way.
He definitely like yeah, and he's like, whoa.
Grumman's hand
Well-
goes to the inside of his cloak.
I grab Grumman's hand.
To do what, Grimmin?
This got real weird.
Listen, you set this up to be real weird, my friend.
You're right. You know
I
what?
set this
I
up
know
to
to
be
blame.
real weird. It's fine. You don't like Anastasia? I don't like her either.
No, she's really
I
fucking
find
rude.
her. She is rude. She She hates any mention of Tatiana or Irina. And frankly, I'm tired of it too, because it's always Tatiana this, Tatiana that, whatever. I'm
I
bored.
get it, but Charles wasn't even the first to mention her. Strahd mentioned her first, and she ain't interested in her then.
Yeah,
It's
well,
just
Strahd
really insecure.
her
I'm just saying.
first. Strahd would mention her first. It's like she's the first name on his lips at the start of the day and at the end of the day. But there was a time when I was all he'd talk about. And there was a time when Anastrazio was all he'd talk about. And Ludmilla, well, he still likes Ludmilla, but he grows tired of his consorts. He just gets bored. And then, we might as well be chopped liver. So
Don't we all
that's
know those types?
yeah, well, it's got to be the new hot thing or Tatiana, and that's all there is ever in Strahd's mind. And he picks up the goblet that definitely is the same goblet from dinner that he clearly brought with him, and like takes it. I'm gonna actually drink out of my glass; so it looks more real. Takes a long sip.
It is truly a shame that Strahd has forgotten the finer things. And Julia, I want to like run my hand like against the back of his hand and take his goblet from him. And
Good.
I'm gonna put it to my lips. I don't think I'm gonna drink
It's
because I imagine
blood.
it's blood. Yeah.
It's blood.
So I'm gonna put it to my lips, like I'm in this too,
Look
buddy.
who it is.
But and I kind of like hold it between us.
Okay.
Hey, there he is.
I'm gonna look at Gremmin and Charles and Vic apparently, and just be like,
Well then. Isn't this fun? I was not expecting this to be part of my day. Yeah, he grows tired of people, and frankly, I'm sick of it. So, if he's ready to retire or whatever, they can all leave. But I'm gonna go do my own thing because I'm kind of done with this. Although I will say that hot vampire that he's friends with, the Fae guy, yeah, I might have to like go talk to him because I think him and I might have an understanding.
Esha, my darling boy, you
Mm.
need to find someone who appreciates you, not this old, raggedy, pointy-toothed fuck
Right?
who doesn't know a good thing when he sees it.
Oh, Dominic, I knew I'd like you the minute I laid eyes on you. Yes. I love it. I love it. No, I want to just leave him behind, but it's kind of hard. See, he made me who I am. So if he dies or leaves, then I die. So it's kind of like I have to stay around him.
Esha,
sucks.
you shut your beautiful mouth. You made you. Nobody made you but
What?
you.
I mean, that's true. And technically more true if you want to admit that it's the reason that I'm even here was because I listened to him and came here. Such an idiot. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I like all the things that you're saying. It's very wonderful. And by the way, oh, I didn't even see the angel man walk in, the dirty, dirty angel man. Hello, sir. Uh,
Oh, hi. Yeah. I
did
felt like
you
this conversation was. Oh, hello. Yes. Hi.
No, it's fine. It's not a private conversation. Everyone's welcome here, especially look at you. Look at
It could
you. He
be.
says to Larkspur. He's like, look at that dress. You look fabulous and wonderful and just I love
Oh,
every second of it. You should dress
oh
like this all the
goodness.
time.
Oh,
Please
stop.
don't
Thank you.
please don't kill me, he says to Grumman. You're scary. I don't like you, and you're also scary, he says to Charles Henry.
I actually have a
And you need a shower, he says to Vic.
I took a bath.
He did. We forced him.
Did you?
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is me on a good day.
This is
Yeah.
like his best day.
Honey, 10 days with me, and you'll be a whole new man. I'll dress you up. I'll
I
make
fully
there's
believe
a
it.
pretty face. There's a pretty
Esha,
face
I
behind
had
that
2
hobo
hours.
angel.
I had 2 whole hours, and this is
Oh.
what I could muster.
Esha,
Well, anyway, all right. So so much work to do and so little time. All right, but you
Oh,
two
I love
don't
him.
kill me. You two don't kill me. I'll help you out with whatever it is you're trying to do because I'm kind of mad at Strahd right now. I shouldn't even say his name because he probably listen in. But anyway, I will help you with whatever it is you want to do because frankly, I think the place could use some livening up, and he's bored with me anyway. So fuck him.
Yeah.
We will
But not
certainly
actually.
liven things up for a brief
Don't
period
actually.
of time.
No interest. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't actually fuck him, please. Don't,
Uh,
because I mean, it's just not worth it.
Is that Dusk Elf any closer? Or like coming toward us?
You felt his presence out in the hallway when you guys got put in the guest rooms, and it feels to you like he's stayed in the hallway. It doesn't seem like he's aware that you guys have come into this room yet. Or he has a way of listening in that he doesn't have to move.
Now,
He hasn't moved.
Oh, go ahead, Charles.
Essa, there's apparently an elf following us, and he might be trying to listen in.
Oh, Rahadin. Yeah, he's like Ludmilla's butt buddy in the worst possible way. I mean, the two of them are like night and day. You can't part them, and Strahd loves him too. So, and he loves Strahd. I thought for like 5 minutes there, he was gonna actually like help Strahd, because like he and I kind of had a talk, and he was like gonna try and do. Oh wait, yeah, you. He points at you, hobo angel. You. He was gonna like sacrifice you to some god or something. He said he thought he could save Strahd that way, and it was like one of those few bonding moments that me and Rahadin actually had, because I thought maybe he could actually like turn Strahd around and maybe like everything would change for all of us. Sorry though, I didn't know he was going to sacrifice you until he already said that he had tried and failed. So sorry about that. You make really good wine though, or beer. What is it you make? I don't know. Anyway, we got a couple barrels of it downstairs. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I
Now-
don't really think sorry cuts it.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't.
I like
Now,
being
Escher, though,
alive.
that
Sorry, go
is
ahead, Don.
no.
I did
Vic,
too.
Vic is wonderful at being alive.
Well, that makes me
I
sad.
would very much like to stay that way.
Yeah.
It's one of
being
his
loved.
favorite pastimes.
By the way, is anyone looking around this room, or are you guys just kind of like talking to him and chilling?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
definitely.
be honest. My attention is definitely on Escher.
No, I know
'cause
you're focusing.
I'm playing this flirt game hard. Like you don't play a player. Like Dominic's
Someone
in it.
flip a coin for me, and I'm gonna call tails. If it lands on tails, something weird happens. If not, then we're
Can we
good.
just roll a die and say odds or evens?
Sure.
Okay. Which
No
one's
one has-
the odds? Tails odds or tails evens?
Tails is generally odds.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Here, I roll the die. I got odds.
You got odds or tails? Okay.
Mhm.
So after a second, like Escher's like shh, and he actually like puts his finger on your lips, Dominic, which is a very cold finger. It's a very soft finger, but a very cold finger. And he's like shh, and like kind of turns, and you see these red eyes as something like is crawling outside the window. You very much get the impression it's like a person or a being, and it kind of like is crawling upside down. It kind of stares in the window at you, and then kind of keeps crawling down. And he's like, "Yeah, Strahd's got like spawn everywhere, so that was probably just one of them just crawling around. Don't worry, you're safe. His decree or whatever is safe until tomorrow." Those of you looking around the room on the bookshelf, you see such colorful titles such as Embalming, The Lost Art, Life Among the Undead, Learning to Cope, Castle Building 101, and Goats of the Balanock Mountains.
That son of a
Goats
bitch.
of the Bellinot Mountains. There you go. It all makes sense now, huh?
Now, Escher, darling,
Yes.
if you want to be your own man, which let's start with, you should be from the start. Honey, we all make mistakes. You made one with Strahd. You will learn, and you will get better for it. The good news is you're very pretty. And that means you will have many opportunities to make more mistakes in the future.
Oh, I should show you what this guy looks like. Does everyone
Yeah,
want to
I
see
was
what
just gonna say, can you show me? Because I was gonna look up fan art, but I'm afraid it's gonna spoil.
So I don't know if this is actually fan art, but I found this picture of him and I'm in love with it. I don't know how to share it on the stream. I guess I can just put the link. You know what? I'm just gonna put the link on the stream. Hang on.
I wonder if I actually just Googled. I wonder if it's the same one. I only see one thing though. Everything else is I'm not
It
looking.
probably is, yeah, because there's like a lot of information on that page. So hang on, let me just. see if hopefully that works. Let me try that. Yep, that's the picture. That's
This one?
Escher. Yep.
Let me click it. Come on, open up.
That's
Oh, yeah, awesome.
Is
Yeah.
this the one? Oh, he's very pretty. Can I
Oh,
send
he's a
you the
pretty
one
boy.
that I just saw because I think you would
Please.
enjoy it, Julia. It's
You can
very,
send it
very
in
pretty.
the
In
Twitch if you want
the
to.
Twitch?
Everyone can
Okay.
see
All
it.
right,
Yeah,
hold on.
everyone can see it.
This is the one I found. So just give me 1 second. Because I was curious. I tried not to look into anything. specific, though.
Everyone's gonna draw like Dominic Escher fan art.
He's
now.
very attractive. If this is the same person. Hold on.
So good.
I for one am very big on this one because whew,
Oh, I feel like that's Castlevania,
it's
but I
very
love it.
Alucard. But it came up
Woo!
as him apparently.
Woo!
He looks like
Yes.
Lee Pace in that picture.
Yeah.
I was thinking
All
that
right, I love
too.
him.
I was thinking that too. I was like, so Lee Pace meets like Lucius Malfoy. Okay,
Yes.
Lee Pace is very cute.
Okay. 100%. Anyway.
So right, Escher, darling.
Mm.
Listen, Strahd is old news. I mean, in so many ways. But we are here to retire him permanently.
Mm.
We
Okay.
also would like to move about his castle a bit freely, and perhaps there are places and nooks and crannies. And again, as I say this, Julia, my hand drifts to his leg. Nooks and crannies that you might be able to get into that we might not know of.
You mean like to get to him? You're asking me to get you there, basically. Is what you're asking.
I'm gonna kind of glance back at my mates because I've had like my attention on him, and I kind of like arch an eyebrow of like, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Well, look, you can go after him all you like, but he's got some precautions, shall we say, against dying. So, not like a lich, but kind of like a lich. I don't know. He's got this weird crystal heart thing that I think if you tried to kill him, you're going to have to destroy that first, because if you try to hurt him, it just hurts the heart. It doesn't hurt him. So, you got to go kill that or get rid of that first.
Well,
I've heard stories that it's somewhere in the castle, but I never found it. Not that I've ever gone looking for it. I have no reason to go looking for it. But yeah, that's what I've heard. Anyway.
I mean, Escher, you may not know where it is, but I imagine you know secret passages. I imagine you know ways of moving about. And listen, you may not have explored every inch of this castle. And as I say inch, my hand moves up his leg. Every inch of this castle, but surely you know places that are off limits, and perhaps you would have a strong suggestion of where to start.
There's the tower that is next to this one. I would start that way. You can get there. There's actually, I hear tell that there's some secret passages somewhere in these guest rooms, but where exactly, I'm not sure. I've never tried looking. I have no reason to go in the guest rooms. I just sit here in my lounge hoping someone will come and visit me, he says.
Well, perhaps today is your lucky day.
Oh, Dominic, you wouldn't let me feed from you, would you? I'm assuming the answer is no, because I think
Dominic sits there and does the like, maybe
it
like
would be very
Sometimes
enjoyable. It would be very
we like
enjoyable for you, but I'm
a
afraid.
little pain with our pleasure. That's all I'm saying.
I'm afraid, though, your friend over there, he points over at Charles Henri, your friend over there might have a conniption and might chop off my head if I try, so I don't know.
Oh
if that's
no, I would burst you in sunlight.
Oh no.
I don't like
Charles,
you
you
at
can't
all.
kink shame.
Anyway,
Charles, that's kink shaming.
Julia, could I make a check because like we saw the like facsimile of Strahd's of the castle. Can we figure out where the secret door to the other tower would be?
You would have to go back into the rooms and do
and then
perception checks in the rooms.
other side,
yes.
yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, can we from memory know? Remember how Larkspur was
what?
Larkspur was a mouse and went
Right,
through the model
yes.
of it.
You would remember seeing that there was a passageway that leads to the trapdoor, but I'm going to say without actually physically going into those rooms, you're not going to know which room it was in. Because I don't think all secret passageways would be also in that map.
I don't know. I don't know
feel
how
like-
accurate it
I
was.
feel like that map, it was pretty accurate, but I feel like that map was more to orient you on where all the rooms are, not like where all the secret passageways are. Like, I think you
House?
still, excuse me, yeah. I feel like you still have to look for them.
So I'm gonna kind of take Escher's hand in mine, and I kind of lean in so we're a little quieter. Again, if people want to hear it, it's fine. But I'm like, listen, if we were in a more private setting, things might be different. But Escher, let us say let us not take it off the table. And I want to gently kiss the back of his hand, and I'm gonna get up and sort of join my friends.
Escher's like, well, I look forward to that day, and you take care now, ta-ta. I'm going to go disappear so no one knows anything, and it definitely wasn't me. And he kind of like poofs into a little bit of mist and sort of like floats away and floats under the door. And that's the last you see him.
He was lovely. I liked that one. Not like Anastasia.
Oh, the pretty ones are so easy to manipulate. And Dominic kind of just like stretches and like.
I am also on the Domshire ship for the chat, and I totally would have said the line, "What's a little feeding between new friends?" if I had the opportunity, but I did not, because that's a great line. Thank you for that. So yeah. So look, it's 11:39 right now. I'm good to let you guys keep exploring. I would say we should probably call it soon though. So like it's up to you. Do you guys want to call it now and then come back to this next time, or do you want to just like maybe get your way over to like the other tower and like go there for a little bit and then come? How y'all doing on time? I know some of you are more limited than others. Or are you not?
I'm good to go a bit longer if we want to kind of move closer to this possible Crystal Heart. And then kind of pick up, closer to that sort of whatever that means.
Yeah, I'm still good to go too. I would say though, if we do end it, I'd still like to be able to explore a little more before we get into like the fighty stuff. Just because
Yeah.
it's it's not daybreak yet.
And we gotta still
Same,
get the big
yeah,
rest.
there's still more to see.
And I will remind
like,
that the locate creature is still on that stupid elf.
Yep, stupid elf. Stupid head.
All right, let us move to this other tower. I will say, friends, if we strike at his heart, I think all bets are fucking off. So
I don't think we should tonight.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying, perhaps knowing its location and then striking when we are ready,
Yes.
as opposed to we have found it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we find it, we keep in mind where it is, and we still kind of get a feel of everything. Just because I have a feeling when the time comes, it's not going to be as easy as, and we should get our grounding of the situation. There's a word.
I mean, we also have to think, even if Escher doesn't join the fight, Ludmilla will,
Anastasia.
Rohirrim, whatever his name is, he will join the fight. Anastrixa will join the fight.
Vestibule or whatever her name is.
Yes, like if we strike at this Crystal Heart, Strahd is going to summon legions upon
Everything.
us.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to kill the mortal. That Gertrude might join the fight, and I'm a little worried about that.
I can keep her from dying.
send Gertrude away.
She's a kid. I just yeah.
All right, so let's. I mean, I could ask. Should I save my prayer to the Raven Queen for before we go to sleep, or to help us figure out exactly what we need to do to this heart?
I would say before
I
we
would.
sleep.
I agree.
If we find this heart, perhaps that should be. We should make that the opening of our engagement.
I'm with you, Bremen.
Yes, we do not have to do it right away, but the first thing we do to break the rules, per se, should be perhaps to strike at this heart.
All right, then let us away. And Julie, I guess we'll start heading, out of this tower, down the stairs,
I will say he did say stay out of the basement, so that might be the other place of where the heart is.
Yeah. Or the catacombs.
So wait, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were looking for the way into that tower. Are you doing that, or are you
Yeah.
just?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you don't need to leave this tower. You actually want to stay here because you think the secret passage is somewhere in the guest room area.
Sorry.
Yeah.
In my head,
No,
it
that's fine.
was crossover other spire kind of tower, not.
All right.
Fair enough.
So
No,
we're
you're
like
fine.
still looking around in this area still? Like we're just kind of
Oh, I can make
Scavish
this
hunting?
much easier, and I take out a wand.
Wand
Zim
of
Zim
secrets?
Zalabim, find me some secrets. And I.
It's within 30 feet, right? And it lasts a minute.
Uh,
So
yes,
you're
I
gonna
believe
so
that is
you
true.
start walking. I'm assuming you're gonna walk through each guest room. They
Yeah.
are connected by doors. So you get to the room that was supposed to be Grimmin's room, and you start to get a ping from the corner where there's a closet. And then pretty much about that time, the spell wears off because it's been about a minute by the time you walk through all the guest rooms and get to this one. And then you open the door, and the small wood-paneled room reeks of mildew and has a 10-foot-high ceiling. Iron hooks line the walls, and a dusty black cloak hangs from one hook in the center of the south wall.
It's Gremlin's room, you say? Huh.
Guys, roll
Saying.
me perception checks, please.
Is there a cape in here?
I'll remind everyone that Dominic, Larkspur, Gremlin all have an inspiration, and there is one floating group inspiration.
Oh, thank you for inspiration, whoever gave me inspiration.
I got a 22 on my perception.
I got a 24.
Between the end of the spell and also your really high rolls, you all see that there is a trap door in the ceiling. The door has a hidden lock and can be opened by pulling down on the hook from where the black cloak hangs. Yeah, and then you pull it, and then it swings down.
Does the black cloak seem to be anything other than a cloak? Is there insignia? Is there?
It does. There's a little bit of some arcane symbolism on it, so it looks to you like a witch's cloak, which is interesting.
Not a vampire cloak.
I'm gonna put that on my shoulders.
Okay. It looks very dashing, as always.
Of course it does.
Does a ladder come down or something like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. This is so confusing. I hate this map. Yeah, a little ladder comes down so you can get up there.
Yeah, I guess
Where does it
we'll
lead
start
to?
ascending, or yeah.
47. 47. Okay. You come to a wait. Yeah, you come to a dark landing, 10 feet wide, 20 feet long. A cold draft of wind rushes down the spiral staircase at the north end of the east wall and whistles mournfully through the room before streaming down the stairs to the south. An ornate square rug covers the floor to the south. Set into the west wall is an iron-bound wooden door. The wooden trapdoor is set into the floor in front of this, so you come up out of that. Okay. Hanging on the north wall above the trapdoor is a framed portrait of a handsome, well-dressed man with a serene yet penetrating gaze. And it is that portrait.
I was gonna say, is he my type? Let me see.
It's
Strahd.
Strahd.
Is
It's
it a
Strahd
younger
before
Strahd?
he was made into a vampire. What?
I will send Lenore to peck one of the eyes, or at least touch it to see if his eyes are behind it.
Yeah. We stand a queen.
The eyes blink closed and open again once she pecks at them.
Does she tell does it feel like a person, or does it feel like a painting when she pecks it?
Technically, it's supposed to attack you, but since all the bad things have been turned off, I'm gonna say it doesn't attack you.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Lenore
that's
says it
very,
doesn't feel like a
very kind of you.
It just blinks at you weirdly. You think it's a magical portrait for sure.
I don't
I
like
blink
that.
back.
I take my cloak of billowing and I put it over the portrait. I'm like, I don't like that.
This is creepy.
All right. Well, it seems that we have stairs going up and down. Is that correct? Am I understanding correct?
Yep.
Well, I'll say this. I kind of think maybe going up, there's a limit to how high or low it goes. We know going down to a certain level is breaching his hospitality. Going up seems right now to be safe if we don't, start lighting fires or anything. Vic, don't start any fires.
I have not started one single fire
Right,
all
and
day.
continue to do so.
All
Uh,
day.
I
You
picked
asked
these up for
so
you
much of me.
when you weren't looking, and I'm gonna give him the scones, the moldy scones.
That's
We,
stuffing them in this jacket.
we got you moldy scones.
I just imagine that if we ever get into a fight, it's just gonna sound like squish
It's
as
just
things hit
cursed.
you.
Growing up.
The last scone, he just looks at each one of you and slowly licks the mold off of it.
Oh no!
God.
You're welcome.
No!
You're welcome.
Why?
The man
Was that a
has
power
deserved
move?
fate.
I'm not sure what just happened there.
Was that sexual? I don't know what's happening either. We
Well,
did
the
the
mold
experience.
killed
Oh,
Wow!
I'm answering none of these questions. I'm not here for
Wow!
questions.
Wow! 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 All right, let's fucking move on. I say up the stairs. Anyone else? Anyone?
Up the stairs
Anyone?
is fine. Up the
Not
stairs
the
is fine.
moldy biscuit boy.
Dead. I'm
All right.
dead. I'm dead. Okay,
Oh,
I think it
there you
back.
are.
Yeah, my internet just disappeared for like a full minute. That was really funny. Also, I took a picture, which I'm not gonna post publicly, but you guys all looked hilarious because it was just a terrible picture of all of you.
I
Anyway,
would like you to post it
No,
here for us.
yeah, okay, maybe later.
Okay.
Anyway, so where were we? What were you guys doing? You going up the spiral
Up.
staircase higher?
Yeah.
Cool, you're going up. Now that I
My
closed
my
that
dress
TV.
looks fucking amazing as we're going up these stairs.
Right, sweeping up the stairs.
I look like I'm about to go kill my husband, but
Yeah.
very beautifully. It's
Yep.
great.
And my great sword is glowing with bright light because I am an
We all
idiot who
look
can't see
beautiful.
in the dark. God damn these human
Oh
eyes.
my god. My brand. Like,
So
Page
human, I can't
48.
see.
oh
This
god, I can't believe I
spiraling
just made that joke.
staircase. Sorry, this spiraling staircase is dark and dusty.
Yes, I thought he had a maid. Why is this place so dusty?
I don't
Just
know.
one person.
I
and
wonder
this is
that
a big
too.
house.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a rather large castle, Charles. You
Yeah,
probably need
she's
a
one
fleet.
person.
You need a fleet of servants to keep this place in the working
Oh,
order.
Yeah. One is
maid.
not cut it.
Is she mortal too? To our knowledge.
She
To our
is,
knowledge.
to your knowledge, yes.
Okay. Yeah, and
Is
she's
one maid,
a people, so
is one maid, and she is here against her will.
yeah, so fuck
True.
that guy.
Yeah, you're not sure if she's human or not. You really didn't pay
We're
attention. You
assuming
didn't
she's
ask.
mortal.
You're assuming she's mortal. All right, you guys get up to this top floor. What am I looking at? What am I looking at, guys? This is so confusing. All right. I see now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't ask us.
To map 6.
We see the crystal heart. I don't know.
No. All right, you're up to the tower roof. Okay, so the 60-foot diameter, the 60-foot diameter tower roof is rimmed with battlements. A slender stone bridge with no railing spans the gap between this tower and the slightly taller tower to the north. To the east, the high tower of Ravenloft thrusts skyward with no apparent opening at this level. Black, boiling clouds hurl rain down from above.
So the other tower Is there a bridge attached to it, but no opening at the end of the bridge? Is that the idea, or there
An opening
we see
at the
that
other
tower?
side.
There
Wait,
is
there?
or not?
I'm trying to see if there's a wall there. This is very confusing. What? Gotta go look at the other map now.
I was gonna say I can get us into that tower. That's not a problem. I can make an opening. The question is, can we get over there? I could fly over there. So could Locke.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
I can too if you'd like.
You
I can
can
also
get over
fly.
there. There is an opening.
And there is an entrance into that tower.
Yeah, it's just across this very narrow bridge that is. There's wind and rain right now.
All right. Do we want to do the old tie ropey bit, or do we just want to sort of go out carefully? How do we want to do this?
I mean, we all technically guessed and protected by him, so I see we should walk. Beasties won't attack us.
All right.
A strong wind blows across the slender bridge of stone and masonry. The bridge's old iron railings have rusted away years ago, leaving the bridge without handholds. You can see it's a 60-foot drop to the roof below, but the wind is not blowing that strongly right now.
My dress looks great in the wind. I make that note for everyone to know.
Nice.
My outfit does not seem to be moving in accordance to the wind.
Nice. Two different ends of this spectrum
As
here.
it seems
Not
like the
moving
wind
completely Marilyn Monroe.
the wind does not affect the illusion.
Nice. Gremlin, do you wish to be first, and then I will follow your lead?
I will make my way across. Yes.
I will take the rear.
You guys, go ahead and get over there. Pretty much, give me walking order. Who's where?
I'll be first.
You're first, right? Okay. The minute your feet touch the staircase through this doorway, a reddish light flares high overhead, then settles into a dull, pulsing red glow. You now see the full immensity of this tower. The spiral staircase circles up the tower's full height. This tower is 60 feet wide at the base and becomes narrower as it climbs. You're
Wow.
up towards the narrow bit because you're up higher, okay? At the pinnacle of the hollow tower, which is about 50 feet above you, a large crystal heart pulsates with red light. And above the heart, the stairs continue upward.
Do
So
we want?
Should we
That's
turn
fair.
back from now that we know what we are
I
looking
was
for?
wondering too if we should continue because we weren't going to do anything to it currently. So
I will
should
say, yeah, I was gonna say if the stairs continue past the heart, let us at least look at the heart, see what there is to be seen, and then move a little past it just to get a better lay of our surroundings.
Before that happens, I need everyone to roll me initiative, please.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
For reasons.
I rolled
I don't
quite
want to.
badly.
God, I hope I roll badly.
Yo, you know what? I'm using
I got 20.
I'm using my stream inspiration. Here
Sure,
I go.
I got it. I marked it as you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh
That's
my God.
25.
I got a nat 20.
So did I.
All right,
I also
so
got a nat 20.
sorry. Okay, so 25. I heard
Ian and
25
mine
is
are
the
at least
highest.
both in the D&D Beyond, so we can verify. That's wild.
Did anyone get under 14? Okay, so all of you are just kind of doing your thing, walking into the tower. Way down at the base, like, because you can see, because it's lit up, is a mosaic floor, which does add a touch of color to the otherwise dark, cold, and empty tower. And yeah, you just start walking. And then once you're kind of all there and you're following the staircase up, right now? Great. The tower shakes and pitches. Everyone, please make me a dexterity saving throw.
I fucking should save my inspiration. I'll say that much.
Can I use the group inspiration? I did real bad.
Good.
No, I rolled them amazing.
There is
Yeah,
still
you can
a
use the.
group
I'm
one.
fine with it if you want.
I'm
the
going to
group
use my inspiration.
Nice.
I don't know if I should. I got a decent number, but I don't know if it's high enough.
I
so I'm
rolled a
trying to
natural
decide.
1. So
Oh,
Oh, you should definitely
definitely
use it.
use it.
Yeah.
I rolled a 16.
That's
so
pretty
I'm
good,
like,
Tate. That's
it
pretty
feels
good.
decent. Yeah, it feels decent. I'm gonna hold off.
I'm hoping my 15 is good enough.
I got a 19
I
with
got a
that.
17.
I got a 19 with
We're
that
all in
group
the same
inspiration.
cluster.
Yeah.
One under a 10.
Oh, good. Okay.
You're all
I
good.
got a 20
Great.
Oh God,
26.
good.
You guys do not tumble to the bottom of the tower.
Good. Excellent.
In the middle of tumbling, shapeshift into like, ow. That's what I would have did. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, I have
Oh my
a climbing
God.
speed. I could probably have caught myself at some point, but I didn't want to risk it.
No, I'm glad we all rolled
You
well.
get the feeling that it's just going to keep doing this because the rumbling kind of stopped, but it's like there's like a low grade rumbling, like you feel like it's going to get stronger again. So you feel like it's just going to happen again if you don't move.
The tower seems like it's kind of shifting, or is it just the stone?
You're not really
Is it the
sure. It's
thunder?
almost, if you had to put it into words, it's almost as if the tower itself were alive and shaking you
yes.
because it doesn't like that you're there.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
All
Also,
right.
I gotta
well,
show you what it
here-
looks like. Wait, I gotta show you the picture.
It does have a heart on it, so like, you
Is
know,
it?
Yeah.
Here,
it
look at
could be motivated by that.
shit. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh, that's
fucking
intimidating.
cool.
That's
Neat.
awesome.
Very
That's
neat.
cool.
I kind of look up at this glowing, heart crystal thing in there. I go, listen, I can fly. I can just go. So, and you guys could step out. I could take someone with me. I don't know. I don't know the best bet here.
You guys want to try taking this out?
Okay. How many of us can fly? Can we each carry one person if we all want to go somewhere? Wait, we don't need to each carry one
Probably.
person because Julius not a player.
Fire.
I mean, I know,
Escher's like, you can carry me. It's fine. When did you
Gremlin.
get here? I've been here.
I mean, Gremlin
Come
can
to me, darling.
Gremlin can climb,
He can
and
climb.
if Loxba turns into a large enough flying creature, I could mount her, and I do have some flame strikes ready if we want to take out the thing in this tower.
Crazy.
I don't think we should attack anything.
I mean, here's the thing. Strahd literally said if we take aggressive actions, and I feel like striking at this heart is
Yeah,
considered
I don't-
aggressive actions.
I don't think we should.
Make me a
I
deck
think we should
saving
wait.
throw, please.
Shit.
Oh,
I'm
I
good.
did bad.
I'm good.
12.
I guess a 20.
22.
I can inspiration this if I need to.
If anyone got under a 10, you are going to start falling towards the edge. Now, I will give a chance if somebody is falling, I will give a chance for someone to make an athletics save to try and grab them, but then both of you will fall prone on the stairs. You won't like take damage, but you will just be prone.
That athletics?
Yes. To try and grab somebody that might be falling.
If I am proficient in that, that doesn't mean anything, correct?
It just raises yours.
Well, is anyone falling?
No, is no one falling?
Yes.
Gremlin?
Do we just
Gremlin
want to
got a
get out of
Gremlin's
here?
falling? Okay.
Gremlin got
Gremlin
a
is
7.
falling.
I will
Gremlin-
go to grab Gremlin.
The tower pitches and he literally starts to like fall towards the center of the staircase like he's going to fall the whole 150 feet down if somebody doesn't grab him or do something.
I got 12.
Yeah, so you grab him and you fall prone. He falls prone. He is currently hanging off of the edge of the staircase because you didn't get enough to be able to pull him forward. So he didn't fall, but he's gripping onto the staircase. So you guys now need to work to try and pull him up or he will fall 150
all right.
feet down.
All right. Bugger this. Get the hell
We
out
need
of
to
here.
get
I
out.
have Gremlin. Go.
Yeah, we
go.
need to leave. Let's
And
go.
I sling my lyre over my shoulder, Julia, and I go, wings of a goddamn angel. and I cast fly on myself, and I'll fly over the railing, and I will gingerly grab Gremlin and fly the hell out of there.
Once a very popular song in Faerun that goes much like "Wings of a Goddamn Angel." Like, anyway, it's fine. Yeah. So you managed to get Gremlin, and you fly, and you are no longer falling. So that's good.
Yeah, let's fucking leave. Yes.
All right. Well, but
There's
now
no
we know
point
the
right now
path now.
anyway. Yep.
Yeah.
There's no point to doing anything right now. I think we should take this safety and continue trying to scope out everything here in
We'll
case
say-
something terrible happens.
I will say you learned something from this last.
Oh,
Oh, you
Oh,
froze.
no.
Oh no. She's a
We
mime.
learned
Wait.
how to become a mime.
Yeah, maybe she's miming.
That's what we learned. We learned how to become a mime.
did we learn how to vogue? Is that
Yeah,
what
Madonna
we're-
is our inspiration point now.
Oh, I don't know. I think she might be down. She hasn't
Oh
disappeared
no!
Wait, how are you still here
Oh,
if she's not?
because I have a
All right,
bit.
it's-
There you go.
there
You're
she
back.
is.
You're back. You're
We're
back.
I'm back. I'm badder than ever. R.I.P. All right. So you learned something, which was when you fell to the staircase, the vibrations seemed less. So in your head, you're like, if we maybe crawled up the staircase, we wouldn't get thrown off. So if you crawled or decided to lay prone whenever it shakes very violently, it wouldn't affect you as badly as if you were standing.
That
So
makes
you did
sense.
learn something, which is cool.
For when it comes time.
Now I'm gonna say, because are you guys going back to your rooms and going to bed, or are you gonna try and come up with a game plan? Like, what are you guys thinking?
I have a
I
quick
wanted to
question.
explore more.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I don't mind exploring more, but I have I have this fly spell for a little bit longer. My question is, do I think if I could fly up the tower and get closer to the crystal, do I think maybe like because I have this sense that like there's maybe an automated response, maybe a magical response. Do I think if I got closer, I would activate defenses, or like, do I think I could get closer and maybe learn something about it, or do I get the sense of like fucking around too much here would be real bad?
Roll me. Do you have Arcana as a proficiency?
It
Roll
took me a
an
long time to get Arcana, but I have it now. I was a sorcerer without Arcana for a long time.
I mean, that almost makes sense for a sorceress, though. If anyone's not going to have Arcana, it makes sense for a sorcerer because sometimes they just get magic, like a disease.
I mean, I got it.
You did.
Bad,
You got it
bad
like a
reasons.
disease.
I'm gonna spend a sorcery point and use magical guidance
Okay.
because I rolled a 1, so I'm gonna re-roll
Oh,
that.
wow.
And then I rolled a 2 because I'm good at stuff. That's a 12, Julia.
Well, is good enough to say you think that there could either, because you're not sure, because you didn't roll high enough that I'm going to say you're
Sure.
definite.
Sure.
You think either there could be more magical protections on it because it's a giant hanging magical thing. So if you fly up there, you're likely to activate something. Or if there's not magical protections on it, there's a high chance that if there's damage caused to it, it will start to bring other things or other defenses or other stuff will happen. So either way, you have a feeling that pursuing this, like you feel like you might be able to go look at it, but you're not sure.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna stay with the group, kind of hovering off the ground.
Okay.
Listen, I could try to fly up towards Crystal, but I get a bad feeling if I do.
I mean, I could send Lenore up there.
True. Up to you, mate. I'm fine with kind of figuring it out tomorrow when we assault it.
Oh,
Tomorrow, 8 hours, whatever.
I'm okay with that.
All right. What left is there to explore that we're interested in, Locke?
I feel like the base level of the castle might be important.
So sort of
Um,
ground floor without going too deep.
Yeah, or more of the upper level where our guest rooms are, but I just feel like ground floor is closer to the basement, so there might be more. We might be tracking down there a lot more than up here. I
Yeah.
could be wrong because the heart is also up here. So either
Maybe
or.
maybe seeing what kind of defenses he has, if he has some like zombie servants or whatever wandering the castle to kind of see what things we may end with. And then out of character, I will say that I need to stop soon.
No,
do
I was
too.
thinking that like
Well,
we could game plan this for next time. That's
That's
what I
what
was
I was
hoping.
thinking.
That
Yep.
like we talk this out and that's where we go from next.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so my thought is that you guys would go and explore the main floor and then probably get into combat situations next game. So
Right. Also in character, I'm just curious in general what is here. It's a giant place, and I don't know, maybe my curiosity is getting the best of me, but I'd like to know as much as we can and then sleep.
I mean, this is probably a very large, very old castle, Lark.
Hmm.
It would probably take a very long time to
Oh yeah,
know its.
everything in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as much as we can would be nice.
Sure. We do have to weigh that against how long until sunrise. Keep that in
To
mind.
sleep and sunrise. Yep.
We are on a bit of a time crunch.
Yeah.
all right, you guys head back across the rainy, wet roof bridge, back over to the other tower, and back through the trapdoor, back to your guest rooms. And you guys settle in for a kind of, a little bit unsettled night, but still a night of rest. Do you guys, and we can call it here until you guys decide what you want to do, or did you want to explore first and then nap? You were going to explore first.
Yeah, I was saying that we
Never
can
mind.
call it as we were
Yeah.
like leaving
So
this area
you
and then
guys,
explore next game.
so then you guys go down the 150 feet. You're guessing that's probably the main floor below you where that mosaic is. So you guys go down to the mosaic floor, and it seems as if the tower stops shuddering once you reach the bottom floor, and it doesn't seem to shake at all. It just seems like an ordinary tower. Not only that, but that red glow seems to disappear, leaving you in partial darkness with nothing but the lights of the candles that you hold in your hand. And that, friends, is where we are going to call it this week. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you so much for coming here and watching us and being with us. It's so much fun, and being active in the chat and everything. Like it's just a blast, and we love seeing you. I know we will not be here next Friday for Curse of Strahd. We'll let you know when our next game is. And again, next Tuesday, Lost Legacy. Next Monday, Dungeon Delvers. You can catch me and Jean over on Lost Minds of Fandelver over in Players and Creators. And yeah, other than that, again, thank you so much for being here. We love you all, and we'll see you next time. Bye. And thank you to my players.
Bye.
Thanks, players. You're awesome.
Sorry. There are some. We got someone who.
Oh, did we get followers? Let's do that.
Yeah, I was like, sorry. There are some announcements. Sorry, I was on the wrong page.
No, you go ahead. You do so.
Sorry. Taco Farm, thank you for subscribing to us.
Taco Farm.
Yeah, Taco Farm.
Players and creators, thank
Great
you for
name.
the raid.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's pretty much all.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you, Taco Farm. Thank you for the raid, players and creators, as always. And yeah, we'll see you all next time.
Yeah, and if
take two. What?
Take two. Yeah,
what?
if you stay with us, we're gonna look for someone to raid if they're still on. I know it's a little late, so I don't know who's there, but if you stick with us, we can try to find someone to raid.
Yeah, we can look around. Okay. Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.